Simon, just a quick word.
Yes.
On
you were looking at me quizzically.
The manager, Tommy Widgerton, who went to Southampton with Alan Shearer. And
he did, yes.
And it's a very big friend of Alan Shearer.
Yeah, well, Jack Hickson was instrumental in Tommy going there as well as that. I mean, everyone talks about Jack Hickson. Well, he made many footballing discoveries, Alan Shearer being his most famous, but Tommy Widgerton was another one. He went on to have a very good career as well. Southampton played a lot of games for Grimsby, ended up at Hartlepool as well, didn't he?
He did, yeah.
Yes.
He was a good player.
Yeah, one of those players from the northeast that never actually played for our clubs in the BBC Radio Newcastle area, but and still well known, although he's been getting a bit of stick from some of the Gateshead fans that I've been hearing this evening as a result of what happened in that game that never actually happened. But Tommy Widgerton certainly with ambitions of getting his Aldershot team back into the Football League. Aldershot Town, the team that was formed after the demise of Aldershot, and they were founded back in 1992 when the old Aldershot became no more, basically went into administration, went bust, and then they did get promoted eventually back into the Football League. Aldershot in 2008, relegated though in 2013 again, went into administration, but they've kind of battled back. They've got to the National League playoff finals, or the National League playoffs in 2017, 2018 as well, and looking to do so again this season. They could do with winning tonight in order for that to happen. We're almost ready to get underway, a little bit delayed, but the referee is now happy. Gateshead are going to be shooting from right to left, and Aldershot dressed in their red shirts with blue stripes on them. Gateshead kicking off and immediately playing the ball down the right hand side, and we'll just take a look, and Paul will have a look at just exactly how Gateshead are lining up, but it's going to be the usual 3 defenders anyway, and the usual formation I would expect.
Well, Ben Warman's going to play a centre midfield there, right? And 28 Jack Scott looks as though he's in midfield as well with Warman. Wide on the left here is Tom Allen, yeah.
Yes.
Whelan playing in midfield as well, and
so McBride will be out on the right-hand side.
Yeah, McBride and Denanga through the middle. So it's Allen, Denanga and McBride.
Yes.
Like 3 up front and 4 in the middle. Yeah, 4 in the middle. Yeah. I'm doing me maths.
So there we are. Okay. And at the moment, Gateshead are just happy to keep some early possession. They're quite fluid as well, so things might change in terms of how they line up. But that's how they're looking so far. And Aldershot with that familiar to them 3-4-1-2 formation. They have a throw in.
Does he play that all the time, Simon?
He does, yes. Yeah. He always plays that formation. Every game this season he has played that formation. The ball lofted forward towards Denanga, but whistle's gone. It's going to be a free kick to Gateshead inside their own half to be taken by Joe Grayson.
Yeah, he slotted in left to the back 3.
Yes, he's left to the back 3, yes.
Yeah.
Crossfield ball towards Allen, who's hugging the touchline on this left-hand side. Just flicks up an Aldershot head, so it'll be a throw-in for Gateshead. And Grayson comes forward to take it. No, instead he leaves it. And it's going to be Will Johnson who's got a longer throw on him, and he's going to utilise that. Now takes a few steps back from the touchline.
Must have a long throw.
Yeah, making his debut this evening on loan from Fleetwood. It is a decent throw, isn't it? Into the edge of the 6-yard box. It's headed clear. Shot comes in. It's blocked from 6 yards out. It was Grayson who had the shot in the end, and then it's cleared by the Aldershot skipper, Ollie Harfield, down their left-hand side. But Gateshead immediately win it back, and it goes all the way back to Nathan Harness, dressed all in pink tonight.
Not my favourite colour there, but he's a good keeper.
Nothing wrong with all in pink, pink shirt, pink shorts, pink socks, silver boots by the looks of it as well.
With a touch of pink.
I'm just trying to see what you're wearing. You're all in black and blue, black and dark blue.
No, black and white.
So Aldershot have a throw in on the far side, and I'm not sure how many supporters they've brought with them. They're not over in the far stand, way to our left there. There's a handful of them.
Well, they're very keen.
It's a long way.
For the second time, because they were here last Tuesday.
I know, I wonder if any of the ones that came last time thought, actually, I'm not going through that again. But fair play to them for making that trip. It's a long old way from Aldershot. Or just a bit scrappy over on the far side there. but the net result is a throw-in to Gateshead on their right-hand side. All the way back to Robbie Tinkler, orange boots. He plays it to Grayson. And then played up the right-hand touchline. And then swept across to Warman. Great touch from Warman. What a pass that was. The inside of his foot to Tom Allen. Allen's dispossessed though. Haji Minoga brings it forward for Aldershot. Stott battling for the ball for Gateshead. Gateshead come out on top. Callum Whelan, the skipper, doing well to win the ball and exchange passes with Louis Story, and then goes back to Tinkler, and Grayson has it. Grayson looks up, thinks about forward options, instead opts for his goalkeeper. Gateshead can start again. The old drum is beating as it usually does here, Dicker.
Oh, it never stops, right? I think it's just a new drum that they've got. In fact, it's got a nice beat.
Here is Tinkler again. Plays it out to the left-hand side. Grayson plays it forward. Denanga's trying to get on the edge of it, on the end of it, at the edge of the penalty area. Cian Harries had to be switched on to intercept and knock it out of play for a throw-in to Gateshead. Still 0-0 in the 5th minute.
I mean, with Gateshead making all the changes, they're playing just the way Gateshead do play, which is very good to see, you know.
With an extra weapon in this long throw of... well, actually, it's Grayson taking this one. And it's cleared. Volley comes in from the edge of the box, which was blocked, the volley from Whelan. And now maybe Aldershot can break away. Clipped forward towards Tyler Frost on the right-hand side, but well played Nathan Harness to read that, and then Tinkler scampering back, keeps the ball in play.
It was a good pass by the keeper outside of the right foot, which was bent along the byline.
Well, they're so confident, aren't they, in possession at the back? The goalkeeper included. He's on loan from NK Dons. They've had a few goalkeepers this season, haven't they?
Well, I've seen about 4 or 5, I think, Simon, this season.
Yeah, but Nathan Harness is on loan from MK Dons, so obviously the Mike Williamson, Ian Watson connection there, helping Gateshead acquire him. Played forward towards Denanga. He's got a bit of work to do, but almost manages to nip in ahead of the Aldershot defender, and now he's just penning in the player on the corner flag. He got his foot tangled up in the corner flag, did Haji Minoga.
He beat that corner flag very easy there, didn't he? You know? Just dropped his shoulder. And a good move though from Gateshead.
Won a throw in, yeah, and good persistence from Denanga in the end as well, just to keep Aldershot penned into their own half as a seagull swoops overhead. The floodlights are on here at the International Stadium, but the sun is out on this chilly evening. There's the Gateshead captain Whelan again, heading it forward. Hooked clear by Aldershot, and then
just a slight push.
Yeah, push in the back. Free kick Aldershot inside their own half. Take their time over it.
Made a good start though, Gateshead, having lots of possession.
Yes. 7 minutes in. BBC Radio Newcastle from the International Stadium this evening. Simon Pride and Paul Dixon. We've covered Gateshead a lot this season. We've got plenty to come as well. We've got the FA Trophy final. The kick-off time's now been confirmed.
Well, I mean, if they get through to the playoff final, we'll be there a week before the trophy.
That's very true as well. Yes.
Which is incredible, really, and it could happen, you know.
Yes. But on the 11th, Saturday the 11th, yeah, it's a kick-off at. Is it 4:15 or 4:30, Dicker?
I think it's 4:30. I think it is.
4:30 kick-off
against Solihull. Yeah.
So people can now start planning their journeys down, hoping that it's not going to be like last year when the trains went nuts, didn't they?
Hey, can you remember that?
I was a victim of that on the way down.
It was unbelievable. Oh, yours was trains, planes, and automobiles. Yeah. Could write a book on that journey.
We will follow Gateshead through the playoffs as well, hopefully all the way, and it might be 2 trips to Wembley. You never know. BBC Radio Newcastle with the heat all the way. Now then, Tinkler playing it forward with his right foot. Denanga trying to get there, but Minoga gets there first. But now Tom Allen has it on the left-hand side. Just trying to dart around the outside, but Aldershot defender stuck a leg in the way. Joe Grayson will take the throw in. Level with the edge of the Aldershot penalty area. Thrown into the penalty area. Now a chance possibly for Warman to get a shot in, but it was blocked.
Good block. Yeah.
Cleared and headed back into the Aldershot half by Tinkler. Out of play it goes on the far side now.
Louis
Story,
who had the shot there, that was blocked. I mean, he plays in a back three, but now and again you just see him turning up in the box, and he gets a few goals.
Well, he thundered forward there, didn't he?
He did, yeah.
And that wasn't from him. I mean, you might expect that from a corner, but that was from a throw-in, and he thought, I'll just go and have a wander up. And they've obviously got a licence to do that. There's a fluidity about this Gateshead side, which is very good to watch. So it's a throw-in to Aldershot on their left-hand side. Played across to Minoga, and then on to Frost. Played forward up the right-hand side to James Daly, and then back from Theo Widrington, son of the manager Tommy. Back to the keeper. A little bit scrappy in these opening stages.
They'll get it down.
Gateshead want to get it down and play. Well, that's the only way they know, isn't it?
There is somebody down. It's Tinkler. He's took a knock there, I think.
Yeah, as in the physio is coming on.
Oh, he's all right.
Just have a look. I think he's fine. He's on his knees now.
Yeah.
Not quite sure what happened exactly, but I think I think he got a knock on the head, didn't he? The way that they're examining him then. So just going through all the protocols which you need to do.
He's been out a long time this season, Simon, but when he's come back, he's looked Rolls Royce. He really has. He just, stepped into the back three there and just dictated the play. He's a really top pro, is Tinks. He is.
Yeah, well, he came back into the side after that injury, didn't he? For the game that I did with you against Peterborough Sports in the FA Trophy, and he was a touch of class in that game, and he's carried on since then, hasn't he? He's very popular with supporters here, isn't he?
Oh, they love him. Yes, they do.
He's going to come off now, just to get a little bit more treatment.
I think he's took a bit of a knock to the head there.
Yeah, he's shrugging his shoulders, and he's in conversation with Ross Floyd there, one of the medical staff at
I think he's
Gateshead.
More or less saying they didn't see what happened, right? And he's asking the official here, did you not see it? Somebody must have.
Maybe it was another. I mean, I didn't see it, to be fair.
I didn't see it.
So maybe it was off the ball because. By the time we saw that he was down, play had gone to the other end. It's going to be a drop ball to restart play. It'll be an uncontested drop ball. So it'll go to Aldershot, and they are able to get things underway. Marcus Denanga, though, says, right, it's going to be uncontested for the first couple of seconds, and then I'm going to have it, thanks. Wins the ball. But then it just dribbles out of play for another throw into Aldershot. On this right-hand side, it's going to be taken by Tyler Frost, who receives the ball back and then plays it to Kian Harries. Now, I should tell you that if you're listening on FM, you need to now change to DAB Freeview 719, or you can go to BBC Sounds if you want to continue listening to our commentary, because on our FM frequencies you'll be able to hear Joel Mitchell after the news, which is coming up at 8 o'clock. So let me remind you again, DAB Freeview 719 or BBC Sounds to continue listening to Paul Dixon and myself, Simon Pride, Gateshead against Aldershot. On our FM frequencies, you will be able to listen to Joel Mitchell next. So here at the International Stadium, it's 0-0. And thank you very much indeed for staying with us.
Yes, because things will happen.
For retuning to us, because this is where the action is.
Yeah, it's only nils each, but I'm sure that'll be goals.
With no offence to Joel. We're hoping for some action and a decent evening's football here at the International Stadium. You've missed nothing whilst I was just explaining what was happening there and splitting the frequencies, as we call it in the trade. The Aldershot have a throw in on the right-hand side. Frost is going to take it, just looking for a bit of movement ahead of him.
There isn't any.
No, there wasn't really, was there?
No.
Here's Widrington. He's a big lad, isn't he?
Yeah, he is solid.
Stocky midfielder.
Yeah, I think his dad was like that as well when he played.
Yes. Well, he's got a brother as well.
He has. He was a real good dancer.
Oh, you knew that. I was going to throw that at you.
No.
Yeah, he's not bad. Kai.
Strictly odd. He's
partnered Angela Rippon, I think, in the most recent series.
He did, yeah.
Yes.
He marked her very well, he did.
I suspect he moves a little bit more elegantly than Theo does.
Well, yes. But I think he had the opportunity to play football as well, Simon, and he picked dancing.
He went for dancing, okay.
Yeah, I should have went for dancing.
Who knows what might have been, Dicker?
Yeah,
Who
right.
knows? It's not too late.
There was a lot of Fred Astaire in me, you know what I mean?
There's rhythm inside you, Dicker. There's not a great deal going on. Gateshead are just keeping possession, really.
Yeah, and they're comfortable with it as well.
Tinkler has it. He's looking for some movement ahead of him, but just plays it square in the end to Whelan, who's dropped deep. Back to Tinkler again, then all the way across to this left-hand side. That's where Joe Grayson was waiting for it, and he plays it out to Tom Allen on the left-hand touchline. Allen back to Grayson. Less urgency than there would have been if they needed to win this match to get in the playoffs. You know, you can tell that something changed after Monday night.
Yes, it did.
Just with the pace of the game.
Monday was just incredible. The pace of the game, the technical ability of the players in tight situations.
Ball played down the left-hand side. Warman's chasing it. He's not going to get there. Minoga is, and he just drills it over halfway. Kwame Thomas isn't going to get anywhere near that, though. He just ruefully looks over his shoulder and says, "Can I have it a bit closer to me, please, next time?"
I mean, the right back's done that quite a lot. He's been on the ball a lot, and he just launches it forward, and it usually goes to the goalkeeper.
Here come Gateshead through Louis Story. Grayson plays it back to Tinkler. Tinkler plays it out wide to the right-hand side to Johnson, then played forward. Good sweeping ball to the left-hand touchline. That's where Tom Allen is playing this evening. Clipped forward down the inside left channel. Cleared by Aldershot, but soon won back again by Gateshead. They're doing well to win back possession when they lose it, Gateshead. And it always seems to go back to Robbie Tinkler.
He's the quarterback.
Has the ball at his feet, yeah. He just puts his hand up and just says, "I'm slowing it down." Slow it down, he does. He looks to thread it through for Denanga, but that was easily intercepted. And now here come Aldershot down this right-hand side. Most of their play coming down the right in these early stages of the first half. Frost back to Widrington, and then Widrington plays it cross-field, and Harfield plays it forward. Good run through midfield, no foul, but Aldershot still have possession. So here's Widrington again, plays it out to the right-hand side, and here's Frost. Frost drills it into the penalty area. It's headed clear for now. Widrington has it back, and again looks for Frost on the right-hand side. Back to Widrington again, and then all the way back to Cian Harries, the central player of the back three for Aldershot.
This is the best bit of play Aldershot have had.
Yeah, but now they've given it away.
Yeah.
Gateshead have a chance.
Got it back.
Yeah, they had a chance to break forward quickly, did Gateshead, but it came to nothing. Frost again. Back to Widrington.
Yeah, he's give offside.
Yeah. It was Conor McBride who darted forward. Thought he had an opportunity then, but just couldn't quite get the ball under control.
It's a very comfortable game for both teams, isn't it? Just keeping, when they get it, lots of possession, and then they lose it, and then the other team keeps possession. Not much goal mouth incident, is there?
No clear-cut chances as yet, certainly, for either side. My note paper is as yet blank.
Mine all.
16 minutes gone. You're listening to BBC Radio Newcastle. Tom Allen's seen a fair bit of the ball in this game so far, and he has it again, but then again they go backwards. Whelan just short of halfway, looks to play it to Allen again, but then cuts inside, carries it across the centre circle, plays a good little short ball as well forward to Stott. Stott plays it out to the right hand side, looks for the return ball, can't quite get there. It was Will Johnson who'd made good ground down the right hand side.
Good play by Whelan, wasn't it, in a tight situation to get them on the attack.
And it's a throw in for Gateshead on the right hand side. Their fans, as ever, getting behind them. Throw in, another good long throw towards the edge of the 6-yard box, headed away once again by Aldershot. Scott clears it, but here come Gateshead again down the right hand side. It's Denanga who's drifted across there. who again receives the ball to his feet, then turns and plays it to Allen. Allen, great little turn into the area. Allen crosses left-footed. Behind for a corner it goes. Gateshead's first of the game.
Good play by Tom Allen there. Really shifted himself there. Bit unlucky. The defender done well to get his foot in for the corner, but that'll encourage Tom.
Lovely little turn, wasn't it?
Brilliant.
He's got good feet and showed it there. He's going to get into the box to be one of the options available, but in the end it's played short by McBride. Now the cross comes in, but the ball just bounces harmlessly into Van Stapperhoff's gloves. Gateshead going with the short corner option, which they'd like to do.
A few subs warming up there.
I think they're doing it just to keep warm.
You're probably right. I'm away for a run.
It is a chilly night. I mean, I was complaining earlier, but with reason. We're into the latter part of April now.
Well, that's right.
Chance for Gateshead. Conor McBride with a bit of space in front of him. Denanga's to his left. Here is Denanga onto his left foot. Shoots, but he slices it wide.
He had more time than he thought there, really. He was in on goal. He should have really shot across, to hit the far side. The keeper had to parried it out, we were in there. But at least they've had a shot.
Yeah, McBride did well to play him in, but Denanga just always leaning away from it. And
he was.
Never looked entirely comfortable, did he, when he took that shot on. Here's Widrington. Now Frost. Widrington chips it forward. Looking for the run of Thomas. Thomas, will he get there? No, he's not. Haven't got the quickest forwards in the world by the looks of things. Aldershot here. I mean, as I said, their top scorer Laurent Tolage is on the bench.
I wonder why he's not on.
Because you'd think with Aldershot really needing
correct
to win tonight, or to
you would have him on, wouldn't you?
Stand a good chance of getting into the playoffs. You'd think strongest team. So whether he's carrying a knock, I know they've had a busy schedule as well, but I would imagine we'll see him at some point. Gateshead have it. Joe Grayson played back to Robbie Tinkler. Tinkler sees the run being made down the right-hand side, and it comes to McBride. And now it's played by Stott out to the right-hand side. Whelan has it now, and then back inside to Stott. Exchanging passes there with Whelan. And here's Stott again. Gateshead playing neat trangs, but not really getting anywhere, and then giving it away. And now there's a chance for Aldershot to break. They've got 4 on 3. Bringing it forward is Widrington, still going. He's thinking about having a shot. He's got players either side of him. Goes for the shot in the end, but Robbie Tinkler had the measure of that, blocked it. And now it's gone out for a throw-in. Don't know if he took the best option there, Widrington.
No, he didn't. He should have played the lad wide on the right there, and he looked twice at the goal to think I might have a shot, and by the time he did, Tinkler closed him down.
Yeah, it took a bit too long to think about which option to take, and then took the wrong one, really.
He did.
But he seems to be central to everything that they do. Aldershot does. Theo Widrington.
Yeah, he's probably been their best player for the first 20 minutes.
Down the left-hand side now for the visitors is Scott, and then Gateshead easily get the ball back, win possession back. Start again through Story. As the drum beats on, here's Allen on halfway, clipping it forward. Good ball looking for McBride. Denanga now trying to get on the end of the flick on. That's surely a foul.
Always give it.
20 yards out. Yeah, he had his legs taken away from him, Marcus Denanga. And on the edge of the D, 20 yards out, central position. Dangerous position for this free kick.
Well, it is, and Ed Francis, who's on the bench here, that's just about his position, because he can score from positions like this.
Get him on.
Yeah. Oh, here he is. No, it's not. But Denanga done really well there, didn't he? To nearly get on the end of that. He just had to, the defender just had to beat him to the ball there, and he's fouled him.
Looks like Tom Allen fancies it. Joe Grayson's there as well. The 3 of them there, in fact, so Conor McBride also.
It's a good position to get it up and over the wall, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. They've brought it back a little bit from where the foul actually took place, just a couple of yards, just to give them that space to do, as you say.
Get it over. He's a big lad, the keeper, though, isn't he?
Big Geordie.
Yes.
Geordie on Tyneside tonight for the visitors. Geordie Van Stapperhoff, and the free kick is taken well over the bar in the end.
Now, we'll be disappointed with that, Tom, there, because he's like,
Yeah, it was Tom Allen who took it.
Yeah, I mean, he should be doing better than that. He should be hitting the target. Anyway.
I think he knows that. He's looking at his boots and grumbling to himself. But it stays 0-0. Midway through this first half, BBC Radio Newcastle. No game for Newcastle United this weekend. Sunderland play Millwall, of course. That's our next action on the radio station. Gateshead have possession in their own half. Story knocking it forward. And Whelan all the way back again to Story.
The game probably just lacks a yard, doesn't it?
Yes.
They're all playing within themselves, both teams, and they're both comfortable. It's not the edge there. I mean, Rob looks as though he's quite happy the way things are going at the minute, and I'm sure he is. I'm in the playoffs, and any points they get will help them, but they would like a win. I'm sure they would.
Yeah, Rob Elliott just standing at the edge of the dugout, one foot kind of crossed behind the other as he leans on the edge of the dugout. But yeah, they've done their main work in getting into the playoffs. It's now a question of just how high they can finish. A chance now to break forward. Again, Whelan has it, and he plays it out wide. Looks for the return ball and crosses right footed. It's a good ball as well. Denanga doesn't quite get there, and then it goes behind Allen. And Aldershot win it back in the end. James Daly, but he loses out, and Allen gets it back. He's had a good game, Tom Allen, and now he's going to shoot with his right foot, but it's blocked. He's going to get it back again, though, controls it well, chests it down, and then lays it back. Looks for the return pass, gets it, plays it into the penalty area, looking for Warman. Warman's made the run, but can't quite get on the end of it.
Bit unlucky there, they had half a chance there, didn't they? Just petered out at the end.
He's looked lively though, as Tom Allen, hasn't he?
Yeah, well, Tom had a long injury. He's come back, and he's a real good player, but he knows he needs to be on top of his game to stay in this Gateshead side. But he's had a good 24 minutes.
Throw-in's going to be taken from this left-hand side. It's going to be another long throw. Joe Grayson is going to take it. He looks for options short, but takes one of them in the end. Here is Allen, and then he darts into the penalty area. Good turn again, drills it across, too hard for everybody really, and behind everybody. Will Johnson tried to get on the end of it, but couldn't possibly, and so everybody has to file back into position because it's going to be a free kick for Aldershot.
I wouldn't have fancied heading that. It was like a left-foot volleyed shot across the goal, wasn't it?
Oh, there's a back pass which had a bit of pace on it to Van Stappershoff, and he does well to clear it cleanly away. But Gateshead can start again from the back. That man Tinkler again to set things going. He plays it square to his goalkeeper, Nathan Harness. Harness just puts his foot on the ball and gives it back to Tinkler.
He's had very little to do with the Gateshead keeper, hasn't he, tonight?
To be fair, neither keeper's only had a save to make so far.
No.
Here's Warman now on the left-hand touchline for Gateshead. Just exchanges passes with Grayson. Grayson back to Tinkler. Let's just keep the ball. Somebody shouts, Marcus, get onside. Denanga had wandered away from the back line, and it's played down to Allen down the left-hand touchline instead, and Denanga is now onside, but he's not going to get it. It's going to be cleared by Minoga down the line. Gateshead have it straight back again, though. Very neatly done. Stott back to Tinkler. Stott shows again.
Aldershot give it away very easily, don't they? Like from defence, they're just knocking it forward, and Tinkler and Story and Grayson just pick the ball up from their clearances.
Here's Stott bringing it across halfway and playing it towards Warman, who's beaten to it in the air. Back to Stott again. And Gateshead still have it. This time Grayson bringing it forward. That was a poor ball from Joe Grayson. He's now going to have to get back. But well played, well tidied up by Callum Whelan. When they do lose the ball, Gateshead,
they work really hard
to
get it. The little terriers in midfield, Simon, they really are. And Whelan's one of them,
Try and win it back within the first few seconds of losing it.
And they do. Well, which we've seen, haven't we? And that was very good from Whelan. He's a good player.
Grayson has it now. Allen. Back to Grayson again. And Tinkler probably touches the ball more than any other Gateshead player in the games that he plays usually, doesn't he?
He does. His stats are unbelievable.
And Whelan is now popped up on the right-hand side. And here's Stott holding the fort in the centre. Exchanges passes with Whelan again. I've said it before, but they're so fluid in terms of their positions, aren't they, as well?
They are, yeah.
Which makes it difficult for the opposition to know who to pick up.
They're very fit.
Allen. Back to Grayson now. And then Tinkler has it. Tinkler knocks it back to Story, and then back to Tinkler again.
It's gone a bit quiet, hasn't it? The drums, the drum must be. The
drummer's taking a break. Well, it's tough on the arms, Dicker.
It is.
But just needs a spark, doesn't it?
It does. We need a goal. We need something. Yes, we do.
The Gateshead fans do try to
give a free kick.
Raise their voices again. Yeah, Gateshead have a free kick, just for a little niggly foul in the centre circle, I think. And Ben Warman, his floppy hair, receives the ball on the left-hand touchline, plays it back to Grayson. It's all being played at kind of three-quarter pace, really. Yeah. I mean, maybe I'm being generous by saying three-quarter pace. Here's Warman again. Whelan, back to Warman. And back again to Grayson.
It's a bit like it's like a training session.
It is. It is. It has to be said.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised by the lack of urgency from Aldershot, with them really needing the points to get into their playoff positions. But there we go. That's something for their manager, Tommy Woodrington, to have a think about.
Then again, we don't know. We haven't seen them. This might be it.
It might be.
You know?
It might be.
Yeah. I know it's not it for Gateshead. I mean, you know, they've got a lot more than this in their locker, but they're comfortable at the minute.
Story playing it out to the right-hand side. Gets it back again. Tinkler. Over halfway now. Grayson. It's a familiar pattern. Tinkler. Story. Just play the tape. Story, Tinkler. Now Louis Story plays it forward. Well, he tried a clever little ball towards Whelan down the right-hand side, but it was just too far ahead of his teammate.
They need a bit of a spark from somewhere, don't they? You know, at the minute, to get the crowd alive and get us alive.
We were doing our maths, and you were appealing for Carol Vorderman to help us out. But I mean, 4 points would be enough with their goal difference, Gateshead, to get them into
a home game in the quarter-final.
Yes,
that's right.
To get them into that all-importance. Yeah.
That's a good run.
Top 4 position, but it was a good run from one of the Aldershot players. But Gateshead have won it back again, and here's Warman bringing it forward to Whelan. Whelan plays it out wide. Delanga has peeled off into that wide position, just looking to see a little bit more of the ball, I guess. Plays it back to Story now. Quite a few Gateshead players forward though. Jack Stott looks up and finds Delanga. Some friendly banter going on between the two sets of supporters, just away to my left. Hopefully no bad language is picked up. No one swears here, do they, Dicker?
No. Good lads and lasses.
Messrs Tinkler and Story exchanging passes again. And it goes out once more to Whelan. Played forward towards Denanga. And then it's won back by Aldershot, all the way back to the keeper. Van Klappershoff.
Big Geordie.
Yeah, Big Geordie. Thumps it forward.
Oh, they've got a free kick.
On halfway line, yeah. Kwame Thomas, who's not really seen much of the ball. The Aldershot centre forward in this first half. Still neither keeper's had a save to make.
Incredible.
33 minutes in. BBC Radio Newcastle, Simon Pride and Paul Dixon here at the International Stadium.
We've had, really they've only had, I've got Denanga shot, gone wide 19 minutes. That's about it on goal, isn't it?
That's it. I think it's Tommy Woodrington who's getting a little bit of stick.
Yes.
From the
he's having to go at the fourth official about something. He's not happy.
Gateshead fans, yeah. So yeah, I'm not sure what's troubling him. But as soon as his head emerged, popped out from the dugout, the Gateshead fans were onto him. Whelan playing it forward. Not frightened to play it long occasionally, Gateshead, but that one came to nothing. We'll play in the rain, say the Gateshead fans.
And they will, and they have, because I've been here, so have you.
Well, the pitch is in immaculate condition, bearing in mind what it's been through so recently, yes.
You think it was the first game of the season, wouldn't you?
Here come Gateshead down the right. Whelan. Story. Grayson. Allen wants it on the left, gets it. Gives it back to Grayson.
Do you think we should have a quiz on how many times Tinkler, Story and Grayson have touched the ball?
I'd love to see the stats.
Yeah, so would I. And I might, yes.
Yeah, is the Opta person here collating them? Allen. Back to Grayson. He's going to give it to Tinkler. Who's going to give it to... No, he's going to play long.
No, he's playing long.
He's looking for Denanga. But no, he's looking for Allen on the left-hand touchline. Allen can't get there. It's out for throw-in, which is going to be taken by Minoga.
Well, you know, when you're commentating on games and like the half goes extremely quick. Well, this hasn't.
Champions League football taking place tonight as well. Dom James will be along at half-time, giving you a bit of an update on everything that is going on elsewhere. It's a Gateshead throw in a decent position, left-hand side. Allen looks to take it quickly, but then he leaves it for Grayson, who has a couple of options. Jack Stott had made a run behind him, making himself available, but Grayson's going to fling it long. Real Madrid have scored at the Etihad, so they lead Manchester City by a goal to nil, so 4-3 on aggregate. Into the penalty area it comes, cleared by Aldershot. I'd rather be here anyway, wouldn't you? Man City, Real Madrid.
Who are they? You're right. Do you think they've had more than one shot?
Here's Jack Stott. Back it goes to Story.
I bet their back three haven't had as much of the ball as Gateshead's back three.
And it's all the way back with Harness now. There's nobody closing him down, so he can spend as long as he wants on the ball, the Gateshead goalkeeper. Plays it forward in the end. Denanga has 3 red and blue shirts around him, so he's never going to win that. One back by Story, once again sprinting out of defence to win the header. But now, down the right-hand side, James Daly has it for Aldershot. He's easily dispossessed. And Conor McBride now with a little bit of space to work with. But he loses out. It's all scrappy there. No one able to keep possession. Now there's a foul on the halfway line, so Aldershot are going to have a free kick.
That's just not enough happening in both last thirds, is there? You know, the defence are just closing them down and getting the ball, and then they clear it. Need a bit more skill from somewhere. They've got it on the bench, Gateshead. Will they bring them on in the second half?
Tetek plays it out to the left-hand side. Gateshead concede a throw-in. On the Aldershot left. 10 yards or so inside the Gateshead half. 36 minutes gone. It's scoreless here. I can smell the half-time pies.
So can I.
Throw-ins launched to the corner of the penalty area. Kwame Thomas challenges for it, but his header just simply skims onto a Gateshead player, and Gateshead are able to clear. Denanga looks to make a nuisance of himself and just bear down on Jordi van Stappershoff, but the Aldershot keeper clears it long, and Aldershot have it inside the Gateshead half through Widrington. Plays it wide to the left-hand side. It's a good ball as well to Harfield. Into the box it comes. Scott it was to try and cross it in. Blocked by a Gateshead player. Calls for a foul from the Gateshead fans, not given, as there was a bit of a wrestling match in midfield, so Aldershot still have possession. And it's played back by Harfield and then played across towards Thomas. Thomas chests it down, goes to ground, foul given.
Yeah, just pushed him in the back, didn't he?
Taken quickly, Widrington has it. Barrett now for Aldershot. Widrington plays it, that's a poor ball, straight out of play. Yeah. Ironic
cheers, yes.
Cheers from the Gateshead crowd will tell you that. 25-year-old Theo Widrington played for Kings Lynn prior to joining Aldershot.
Yeah, that's where his dad was, wasn't he, at Kings Lynn?
Yes,
yeah.
So he's followed his dad around. Here comes Whelan. Grayson now. Back to Whelan. Grayson to Tinkler. Allen, good first time ball to Whelan. Plays it back, looking for Allen. Trying to play neat football, but it's not quick enough, is it?
No, it's not. And you can tell when the likes of Greg Ollie and Ed Francis aren't playing, the speed's not there in the middle. It's bang, 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 bang. You know, it's just takes them too long here.
They're both on the bench, so we might well see them in the second half.
I hope we do, and I think they'll want to get on as well, you know.
Aldershot down the right hand side. James Daly, some good work from him, winning a throw in. He wants the ball back from the ball boy, but there's already a ball there.
You're not giving it. You're not having it.
Well, to be fair,
yeah,
it was already, another ball was already in the hands of Tyler Frost. He hands it to Haji Minoga.
Good spotting by the ball boy.
Minoga takes a few steps back onto the running track and then strides forward to hurl it towards the 6-yard box. It's easily cleared by Tinkler with his head, and then a tigerish tackle by McBride puts it out for another throw-in on the right-hand side for Aldershot. Daly challenging for it. Throw-in won by Aldershot. Gateshead just need to do their jobs, do their defending.
Yeah, keep it tight at the back.
Here's Minoga.
Everything's come from Minoga, haven't he? He's had a good first half.
Yeah, he's seen a lot of the ball. Harry's now. Into the box it comes, but Gateshead clear. Denanga starts his run from behind halfway, looking for the long ball, but it's sliced out of play.
Kicked it out of play, hasn't it? Yeah.
Came off the outside of his boot, and there was no way Denanga was going to get to that. He's not seen much of the ball, has he? He's not had an opportunity.
No, he's worked hard enough, he has.
Yeah, he's peeled off to the right-hand side to try and find the ball there on several occasions.
He's had one chance.
Aldershot having a bit more of the ball now, though, and that was a poor pass looking for Frost on the right-hand side. So Gateshead have it back. Warman looking to find Allen on the overlap beyond him. Intercepted, throw in for Gateshead, Stott to take it. Tinkler. Out to the right-hand side and Story, and then again it's given away. You can hear by your groans, Dicker.
The quality's just, you know, not that. I mean, 8 changes tonight, and from Monday night, the football was just incredible. It was just end to end and played at an incredible pace. I mean, this is about 3 or 4 leagues like below from Monday night, you know. It's just too slow, isn't it?
Here's Grayson playing it forward, and again Minoga finds it easy to intercept and clear. Throw in for Gateshead. Again Grayson will come forward to, well, I was going to say launch it towards the box, but instead he comes back to Tinkler, drags the ball back and plays it all the way back to Nathan Harness. Just again puts his foot on the ball. There's nobody closing him down, so he could stand like that for the next 4 minutes till half time if he wanted to. Eventually plays it forward, and his opposite number, Jordy van Stappershoff, claims it at the edge of his box. Gateshead win the ball back inside the Aldershot half. Grayson plays it to Stott. Good run as well from Jack Stott down the left-hand side. He was dispossessed in the end, didn't have any options, and ran into a cul-de-sac really. Frost now for Aldershot, and swept across by Daly. Almost intercepted, but not quite. So Harfield can play it forward. And then played into the edge of the penalty area, shot drilled in, blocked. There's a bit of a scrap inside the box.
Oh, well
eventually
played.
Gateshead managed to clear it. He's given a free kick to Gateshead when they had a chance to break away.
Oh, that was poor refereeing. He should have. I mean, he's beat the 2 defenders and played the ball out there to Whelan. The referee's brought it all back. It was a real opportunity for Gateshead, that.
Yes, it should have been an advantage played. I guess it's one of those from the ref when he just blew and probably realised the instant that he blew his whistle that he probably shouldn't have done so. So Gateshead resume play with a free kick. Here's Tinkler. And then Story. Play towards Johnson and then back inside. Tinkler again. Grayson. And back to Tinkler.
They just need to be a bit more inventive in their play, don't they, Gateshead? You know, they're really comfortable on the ball, but they need to be slotting it through, you know.
Yeah, it's being played at a slow pace and
unbelievable. This is the slowest game at this level I've seen.
It's down to both teams though as well, because Aldershot
they're defending
aren't they, in numbers and
yeah. I mean, Aldershot's doing a good job, you know, filling all the holes.
Gateshead have Bromley in their final game.
Well, I think they would like to win the last 2 games. They really would.
They would, yes.
Yeah.
But if they drew tonight and then beat Bromley, that should be enough to get them a home tie in the quarterfinals.
Happy with that.
2 quarterfinals and then 2 semis against the 2nd and 3rd place teams for the winners of the 2 quarterfinals. That's the way it works, with the final then being played at Wembley.
Yeah. Then they could be in the Football League.
You never know.
No.
First time since 1960.
I know.
Which would be amazing for Gateshead, for the region generally. Guess who's got it? Tinkler plays it forward. Grayson. Allen turns well, but then loses his footing. It's not a free kick. Widrington tries the back heel. Grayson.
2 minutes.
Played forward by Aldershot towards Kwame Thomas. 2 minutes to be added on.
Yep.
We're into the first of those 2 minutes now.
2 minutes additional time.
So it's all the way back to the Gateshead goalkeeper, Nathan Harness. And he just slowly, lethargically walks the ball forwards. And then it's pinged forward, this time by Tinkler. It's a good ball as well, because Allen's going to make it. Just on the corner quadrant, he's scampered to collect it and
throw in.
Oh,
let's give it the other way.
Came back off Allen.
Yeah.
The referee receives applause from the Aldershot players for spotting that it came off Allen. Minogue's going to take the throw in. Launches it up the line. There's a bit of a battle going on involving Thomas and Grayson. He's not the most elegant of players, but Kwame Thomas, is he?
No, he's not. No, he's not. No.
Is that the best way of putting it?
Well spotted, yes. But he must do the job, mustn't he? He's in the team.
Still neither keeper to be troubled as we move towards the end of the 2nd minute of added on time. It's back with Aldershot's keeper, Jordi van Stappershoef, as Kwame Thomas goes down appealing for a free kick just short of the halfway line. Nothing doing, so it's played back to Harness. Brings it forward once more. Referee looks at his watch and decides that is enough for this first half. A pretty uneventful first half. The only note I have written, Dicker, was when Denanga had that opportunity which he sliced painfully wide of the left-hand post. That was the only real opportunity. Gateshead have had more of the ball in this first half, as you would expect. They usually do here. Aldershot have been disappointing, really.
Well, they have, but I mean, you know, they've come up to keep it really tight and hope they can grab a goal and then maybe, you know, hang on to that. But Gateshead, with all the changes, you've seen the difference in the play. Wonderful keeping the ball, but not enough difference. And when you've got like Ollie and you've got Francis on the bench who can come in and open things up, but that's the modern day game now. You've got to have people who can get people in. I think there would be changes. Maybe it's not at half time, but like, you know, with maybe it's half an hour to go, I think you'll see maybe Ollie or Francis come on and try and open this Aldershot defence. But played at a very, very slow pace tonight with nils each at half time.
Yeah, they will probably look to go and try and win it in the second half. He's really just resting legs with the likes of Francis and Ollie. And,
yes, that's what he's doing, yeah.
DeJohn Brown and, Kane Adams on the bench as well, along with Regan Booty. So he's certainly got plenty of options. Aldershot do as well, but we'd just like to see a bit more pace about the game in the second half too, wouldn't we, Dicker?
Well, yeah, right. I mean, as I've said, and I'm harping on here a bit, the Monday night, I mean, the pace of playing Chesterfield, who were top of the league, and, you know, 8 changes to the team, them 8 that played, it was a wonderful game. I mean, it lasted about 5 minutes, you know, but like this half's been a long half, Simon, you know, especially when you haven't seen a shot on goal, and that's about it.
Hopefully we can bring you some more entertainment and maybe some goals in the second half. Dom James is standing by to round up everything else going on this evening, including those Champions League games. But at half-time here at the International Stadium, it's Gateshead 0, Aldershot Town 0.
Matt Bailey at breakfast.
This morning we took on the Tyne traffic. 5 of our reporters attempting to cross the Tyne in 5 different ways to find out what's the best route at the minute. Maddie, you're on your bike. Where are you?
Just coming over the Tyne Bridge. I feel the wind in my hair is working me right up.
Bex, you're stuck in that queue at the Tyne Tunnel.
We are standstill in the longest queue of traffic.
Sam, you're on the bus.
It's an exciting moment, possibly the most exciting moment I've had in journalism.
And if you want to see the whole challenge and find out which method was fastest, make sure to check out our socials.
Matt Bailey at breakfast. Back tomorrow when you wake up. BBC Radio Newcastle.
Dominic James back in the BBC Radio Newcastle studio. Gateshead 0, Aldershot Town 0 at half time. Thanks to Simon Pride and Paul Dixon. We'll head back to the International Stadium shortly for second half commentary. Elsewhere though, this evening, lots going on. It's the quarterfinals of the Champions League, the second legs. They kicked off at 8 o'clock. Bayern Munich versus Arsenal. It's 0-0 there, so it's still 2-2 on aggregate. And between Manchester City and Real Madrid at the Etihad, Real Madrid have taken a 1-0 lead on the night through Rodrigo after 12 minutes, which means they lead 4-3 on aggregate. So we'll keep you up to date on that one throughout the evening here on BBC Radio Newcastle. In the Scottish Premiership tonight, Rangers are away to Dundee. Half an hour played there and goalless still. And in the Women's Super League tonight, with 75 minutes played between Chelsea and Aston Villa, but Chelsea lead by 3-0 there. Going back to non-league though, because it's a big weekend for some of our clubs. In National League, North Blyth Spartans have a crucial game as they look to avoid relegation. They take on Brackley Town at Croft Park. As long as they match or better Farsley, who take on Buxton, Spartans will stay up. And I've been talking to the Blyth manager, John Shaw.
It's very tough for me to talk about the way we are in the league because we are in such a tough spot going into the final game. But when we've had a fully fit squad of players and we've been able to make substitutions, change formations, alter the way the games are going, these lads have proved that they can beat anybody. You know, like as you said, we've given everybody a game. Nobody's, you know, obviously Scunthorpe last week gave us a good hiding, but other than that, we've been in or, you know, up there in every game, and we have challenged the top sides as the season's gone on. But inevitably, if you lose that amount of players, then the lads that are playing week in, week out, you know, they're having to put a lot of minutes in, a lot of effort, a lot of travel, and some of that's caught up with them. But yeah, as I said, the squad themselves, the squad that are available, you know, they're capable of playing against and beating anybody. And you know, this is another massive opportunity for them to show that. But obviously, this time it's got a bit more on it.
You'll be hoping to get as many people as you possibly can to Croft Park this Saturday to really give the players that boost.
Yeah, and you know what? The fans have been really good with us. They've been excellent for so long. Every now and again, we've had a little bit of frustration, but you can imagine that. Imagine turning up every week and seeing your team perform well, but come away and lose, and now we're in this fight. But last week away at Scunthorpe, at the end of the game, the fans were there cheering the lads off, even after a 5-1 defeat. And the consensus, even from them, a couple of fans shouting across to myself, next week, everybody's going to be there. So yeah, if we could get, the extra ones in, the ones that, Blythe's their second team maybe, we could do with as many people as we can there, to create an atmosphere that these boys really, and they, they'll play regardless, but the atmosphere, let's hope that they can be that 12th man and really get us over that line.
And it is potentially a catalyst game to move the club forward for next season as well, because this is the league that Blythe want to be in, and as the new owners have said, want to be going higher as well.
The tough part about, like you say, the new ownership coming in and they want to be not just in this level, they want to get higher, so they're not going to want to reset and start in a division lower, I'm sure. If we win this game and we stay up, then it's all steam ahead and all guns blazing, hopefully, for the recruitment and the plans for next season. But we've got to just focus on Saturday, myself, the players, staff. That's our main focus, is just 3 o'clock on Saturday and see where we are at 10 to 5.
Blythe manager John Shaw there, speaking of their crucial game as they look to avoid relegation against Brackley at Croft Park on Saturday. We'll cover that one here on BBC Radio Newcastle on Saturday. South Shields, though, meanwhile, they still have a chance of reaching the National League North playoffs, although they require help from elsewhere. They need Hereford to beat Boston on Saturday, and today I've been talking to the Shields head coach Elliot Dickman.
Obviously we were all keeping an eye on how the game went last night. Unfortunately it didn't go the way we were hoping, so yeah, I mean we sort of half expected, and we're preparing ourselves that it's about what we do on Saturday, and we've got to make sure that we're in a good place and we play the type of football that we know we can do, and what's going to be a difficult game, but I think the players are in a good place, and yeah, we're looking forward to the game.
As much as it is about yourselves, will you have an ear on what's happening at the other game, or is it just all about yourselves?
I think we will. Other teams have done stuff like this in the past where they do or they don't, but I think we'll certainly have an eye on what is happening, so we're aware of the situation, so we are prepared for what it may look like if different scenarios are thrown in our sort of path on Saturday. So that's something that we need to be ready for. So we will have an eye, but at the same time the whole focus will be on for the players and probably myself in terms of the game on Saturday, and making sure that we've got to win, and we've got to make sure that we're doing everything we can to get that result on Saturday.
Did you ever expect to be fighting for this playoff place in the last game of the season? Would you have taken that before the season started almost?
I mean, obviously Julio Walker and Tommy Miller were with the first team earlier in the season, so they deserve the credit that they were given for the first part of the season. And from when I've been in with the first team, from the day after Boxing Day, the main message has been for us to play a way of football, to have a bit of a structure in how the games are going to be played. I think we've done that. I think we've done that quite well. With that, it has brought some positive performances and some really, really good results. And I think all the players really ultimately deserve the credit for that. So, from their point of view, they've done fantastic. They've been an absolute pleasure to work with, and hopefully we get across the line for what we deserve on Saturday.
South Shields head coach Elliot Dickman there, talking ahead of their match with Southport on Saturday, still within a chance of reaching the National League playoffs. Tomorrow night in the NPL East Division, Hebburn Town are up against Ashington. We'll preview that one after tonight's game with Paul Dixon 2. Hebburn, of course, chasing the league title in that division. To cricket, though, and Durham return to action on Friday. They're away to Worcestershire. Durham, of course, played out a draw last weekend with Warwickshire at Edgbaston in Birmingham. I've been having a chat to the Durham head coach Ryan Hamilton to preview this weekend's clash.
Oh, look, I think they've started really well. Again, they're a team that came up and were promoted with us last year, and I've no doubt that the way they've started, they've grabbed a lot of confidence from that, and they definitely haven't been out of their depth, that's for sure. So look, we expect a really tough tough clash, as we always do against Worcester, and I know that we're going to have to be at our best if we're going to get a win.
How's everyone looking? Because Scott Boland had was it a heel issue towards the end?
Look, I'll be honest. I don't believe that Scott will play. The facts are he hurt it on day one, and it's come up quite sore. So he's being assessed as we speak. But look, we've got guys like I would have thought Paul Coughlin and Buster Later in our bowling stocks who we'll look to bring in. And, like I say, I think we're going to back our bowlers against any batting in the country.
Is there a time frame on Scott Boland, or is it just day by day?
Mate, I get told by the physios and stuff, they'll tell me at some point. But look, at the end of the day, we just got to make sure we get all the scans and the results back, and then we can reassess.
There was a video of Ben Stokes bowling, encouraging signs there. Has he indicated to you when he would like to maybe return and play for Durham?
Mate, it's not that far away. I would have thought, because as he builds up with his knee, he wants to make sure that he can play as a bowler and not be on limited overs and things like that. So, look, I would hope that in a couple of weeks' time we're almost there and we'll have those discussions. And I've no doubt that Ben's got a plan in his head. But yeah, I would say within the next 2 or 3 weeks, hopefully, we see the England skipper turning out for Durham.
That's the Durham head coach Ryan Campbell talking to me a little bit earlier, looking ahead to their game against Worcestershire in the County Championship, which begins on Friday. We have ball-by-ball commentary, of course, via the BBC Sport website and app with Martin Emerson, which begins at 11 o'clock. To rugby union, and the Newcastle Falcons return to action this weekend. They're away to the Bristol Bears on Sunday. We have full match commentary via the BBC Sport website and app with Dean Gray, and Dean's been talking to the Falcons consultant director of rugby, Steve Diamond, ahead of this weekend's game.
Well, they don't kick the ball off the field often, so they keep it alive. So we've got to make sure we can retain and keep the high ball. They have got some very powerful runners, certainly in the backs. They do play like a Will 15, Harlem Globetrotter type ball everywhere. And they do score an average of 5 or 6 tries. So we know we've got to score tries to stay in there. We've got to make sure our basics are right, if I'm honest, and bring it into an arm wrestle. Equally, when we have the ball, we've got to make sure that we attack their wide channels where they're not classically great at defending, and we stand a chance of being in the game.
And these 4 games coming up, the last block of 4 games, a little gap between the two. 2 games and 2 games. Have you, 2 at home, 2 away, have you set any targets, or the players set any targets about what they want to achieve? I know you targeted 5 points from the Leicester and Exeter game and just fell the wrong side of that, but certainly those 5 points could have been scored.
Yeah, similar now, really. Getting down to Bristol, as you say, a very good side on paper. As long as we're within 5 to 6 points with 10-15 minutes to go, I think it'll be combative and we have a chance of winning. So I want that to happen. I'd be disappointed if that doesn't happen. And then we've got 2 home fixtures, Sale and Bath, with a week in between. And I will be expecting to get our first win.
And in terms of player recruitment, new player signed that you're familiar with, obviously, from your days at Edinburgh. He's a big boy, isn't he? Luan De Bruin, so his nickname's going to be the Bear, I guess, straight away. That's a pretty obvious one.
Yeah, he comes with the right makeup, not actual makeup. He's big, he's mobile, he's a good scrummager, he's a great hard-working lad, and he's fit and strong. And I think the recruitment drive here, with so many leaving and so few coming in, they've got to have credibility in the last 2-3 years of playing a lot of rugby to be durable enough to play here. And there's 3 or 4 or 5 signings will be announced, and all of them I have some connection with somewhere or other, i.e. played for me before, or a connection of, so that they know what they're coming into and I know what we're getting. So for the conditioning staff and the coaches, we won't be worried about getting these guys fit. They're definitely fit, and it's just fitting them into our plan.
That's the Newcastle Falcons consultant director Steve Diamond talking to our rugby union commentator Dean Gray ahead of Bristol Bears on Sunday. Of course, full match commentary available via the BBC Sport website and app. Just quickly then, in the Champions League, Arsenal are still goalless away to Bayern Munich, 2-2 on aggregate, and Real Madrid still 1-0 up on the night away to Manchester City, 4-3 up on aggregate. Time though for us to head back to the International Stadium for second half commentary of Gateshead versus Aldershot in the National League. Our commentary team of Simon Pride and Paul Dixon will be with you in just a moment.
Total Sport North East.
Simon Pride.
BBC Radio Newcastle.
Thank you very much indeed, Dom. Dom James will be back at full time as well. We're taking you up to 10 o'clock this evening here on BBC Radio Newcastle. Hopefully he will have a bit more to discuss with Paul Dixon at the end of the game than we have had at half-time as the players just emerge from the tunnel ahead of the second half. We'll see if any changes have been made. I doubt they will have been at this point, but I think, Paul, we can probably expect some changes from both teams during the course of this second half, and that may, hopefully, liven the game up a bit.
Well, it will, because the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 subs that they've got really could all be in the first team if you are picking a team for Wembley. So anyone that comes on, right? Anyone that comes on will add to the team. But you know, it's nils each. I mean, it's not as though they're getting beat 2-0 and they need to come on and pull it out the fire. They're doing all right. Not that they haven't had a lot of shots, but they're not under a lot of pressure either, are they, Simon? You know.
The Tyneside sky is now dark. The floodlights illuminating the pitch here at the International Stadium. The stand over on the east side is empty. The Aldershot fans who've made the trip are in the stand where we are on this west side as we await for the second half to get underway. I'll just run you through the Gateshead side again with Nathan Harkness in goal, and across the as Tommy Woodrington gets a welcome as he comes out of the tunnel, the manager of Aldershot. Across the back, Louis Story, Robbie Tinkler, Joe Grayson, Will Johnson, Jack Stott, Callum Whelan, Ben Warman, Conor McBride, Thomas Allen and Marcus Denanga up top. And as far as the visitors are concerned, as the second half gets underway with Aldershot kicking off and playing from right to left as we look, they have Geordie van Stappershoff in goal, Haji Minoga, Ollie Harfield, Kian Harries, the three defenders. Theo Widrington, son of manager Tommy, Tyler Frost, Ollie Scott, Dejan Tetek across midfield, and then Josh Barrett supporting James Daly and Kwame Thomas. The Gateshead bench is strong. Regan Booty, Ed Francis, Greg Ollie, Dejon Brown and Kane Adom. Here come Gateshead early in this second half, but it comes to nothing, which is a phrase that I used quite a lot in the first half. Let's see if Gateshead can just be a little bit sharper. I'm sure that's a message that Rob Elliott will have tried to instill within his team at half-time.
Well, I'm sure he's had a word about that, Simon, because they need to up it to at least one level.
And some of these players playing for places in big games coming up as well.
Oh, well, they are, yes. And I mean, you know, some of them want to impress Rob. Some of them haven't, you know, there's a couple of lads who have hardly played, so they want to impress Rob.
I should have just a buzzer to press or something whenever Tinkler has the ball. He's just played it. And we can count and how many times. Press a button. It's come out to this right-hand side now. Here's Whelan. Plays it back to Story. Story puts his foot on it and then plays it to Johnson. Back up to Whelan on the right-hand touchline. Some neat triangles. Will Johnson all the way back to Louis Story. Oh, and there's a slack back pass now. Aldershot could be in, and the keeper's come out. That's a foul. He could be off.
It could be off.
It was very slack play from Gateshead. The game,
red card.
He's off. This has changed things. Nathan Harness has been sent off. Now Gateshead gave the ball away. They were playing around at the back as they've been doing all game. They gave it away, and suddenly Aldershot were in. Out of his goal, Nathan Harness came galloping, committed the foul. And I think that was probably the right decision, Paul.
definitely the right decision. Yeah, it was sloppy play. It was like, we'll just knock it about again. And, you know, it's come off his foot, and the keeper's in no man's land. He's had to come out. Luckily, he wasn't in the box and doing that, because it would have been a penalty, and the goalkeeper's been sent off. But, you know, what's that? That's within the first 2 minutes that Gateshead are now down to 10 men. And it'll be interesting to see who's going to go in goal. I think is it Louis Story who's
It's
going
Louis
in?
Story who goes in goal when they haven't got a sub-keeper on the bench. And that is who has... Yeah, he's taken the pink shirt. He's putting on the...
That was unnecessary, wasn't it? Really unnecessary. With just lazy player, and the goalkeeper really had no chance. He had to go for the ball, but the lads just, it was a foul. They've just got to make sure now they can keep this out.
It's something that Gateshead do. They don't often have a keeper on the bench, do they?
No,
and,
very rare.
Very
rare to have
five outfield players. You only had 5 players, so Louis Story's in goal for Gateshead, and he's got to face a free kick from a dangerous position, which is about to be taken, I think, by Josh Barrett. He's going to whip it in with his right foot.
Yeah, he'd want to hit the target, won't he?
He certainly will. Yeah, give Story something to do. Story will probably quite enjoy. Oh, it hits the wall, and then the header comes in, and then Story. That's the first save a keeper's made in the game.
Yes, it is. Yeah,
and it's Louis Story that's made it.
The Aldershot players were thinking that the ball had gone over the line, but it hadn't. Louis was right on the line when he caught it.
Oh, he was on the line. He was fine.
Different game now, Simon.
Yeah.
10 men Gateshead against 11 Aldershot.
We'll see how they reshuffle at the back.
Well, we'll see how Aldershot do as well, because they've got to take the game to Gateshead now. Let's see if they can up that player. Oh, it's another
foul on the edge of the penalty area. This is going to be a yellow card.
For Tinkler.
Tinkler said that his shirt was being pulled. He was being fouled himself, but he brought down Kwame Thomas, says the referee. So he's received a yellow card. So things are going a little bit pear-shaped for Gateshead early in this second half. They've got to be...
I mean, we've only played 3 minutes.
Yeah.
And we've got a player sent off and a player booked, and Aldershot are having 2 free kicks just outside the box. Funny old game.
It came from some very sloppy play originally from Gateshead at the sending off. I'm not even sure who it was that actually gave the ball away, because they were just so comfortable in possession. There was nothing of note going on, and then suddenly...
I think it might have been Tinkler, who looked at it with it was a poor back pass, really, wasn't it?
And James Daly, I think it was, that nipped in. Meanwhile, they've got another free kick to defend. This is just inside the D. Gateshead have 6 men in the wall.
Dangerous.
And Tyler Frost is there thinking about this one. Harries might take it as well. He's also...
Yeah, he's shaping up as though he's going to take it, didn't he?
Yeah. It is going to be him. Left-footed, driven. Great save, Louis Story. He's been in goal 2 minutes. He's made 2 saves.
That's incredible. That looked like a proper goalkeeper, which Louis isn't, but he was full length and he's just tipped it round the post. Great save.
But Aldershot, with their tails up now, have the ball on the left-hand side and taking the corner. Coming in field is Barrett, and he plays a long pass or cross to nobody in particular. It curls out of play for a goal kick.
They've played 5 minutes, and we've seen more in that 5 minutes in the second half than we did in the whole of the first half. I mean, they'll just have to get their breath and regroup, but Louis done brilliant there, hasn't he?
That was a good save. The first one was comfortable.
Yeah.
That one, he had to fling himself to his right. It was a decent enough free kick. Went over the wall, and he parried it away to safety. He's a decent keeper, Louis Story. I've been told. Razor was briefing me before the game tonight, and he says, yeah, no keeper on the bench. He says Louis Story will go in goal in the unlikely event that he needs to, and that is precisely what has happened. But now they're going to have to do quite a bit of defending, and you'd imagine Louis Story might have more work to do.
But Aldershot might come out more, mightn't it?
Crowds come to life anyway, and that's a good turn by Callum Whelan. So Gateshead have a bit of respite now. McBride plays it forward. Denanga sprints down the right touchline to get there first. Looks for some support. Finds it in McBride. McBride infield to Whelan, and then Whelan just keeps the ball in play. He's being tackled. He's been tackled. Tetek wins it back for Aldershot. Played forward Gateshead have it back again. Warman flicks it over his head. Good pass to Whelan. Whelan looks for somebody in the box, but then decides to play it short to McBride. McBride back to Whelan again. Just keeps possession. Stott. And then Warman. That's another short back pass, but this time, well, Story is playing basically as a keeper sweeper. He's come out to receive it, so there was no real danger that time.
Yeah, that wasn't the best of back passes either from Tinks, was it?
There'll be a suspension as well for Harness after that.
There will.
Straight red card for
It'll be very
stopping a goal-scoring opportunity. Now, my knowledge of the laws and the rules at National League level, I'm not sure what that means, how many games.
I think,
because obviously it would go into the playoffs. There's one more league game and then...
He'll miss the next game.
He'll certainly miss the next game. If it's just one, that's okay, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not ideal, but...
No.
At least he won't miss a playoff game. He's scampered out to the edge of his 6-yard box to claim the ball there.
Well, Aldershot's got to come out now and take the game to Gateshead. You know, they've got one more man. Can they do it? Have they got the ability to do it?
Ball's cleared down the right-hand side towards McBride, who just can't keep it in play. Subs from both sides have been warming up. Warman has it for Gateshead in the centre circle. Grayson plays it forward. Allen. Back to Warman. But Minoga's able to win it back. And he squares it to Harfield. The Aldershot skipper strides forward with it. Scott back inside. And then played forward by Widdrington. Good control from Scott. Plays it inside.
Give it away.
But he's had it intercepted. What can Jack Stott do now? Plays it forward to Langer. Is he onside? No, the flag goes up. I thought for a moment he was going to let him go then.
There wasn't much in that. There wasn't. Maybe he should have waited a little bit more with his run. But that was a good break, wasn't it? It was.
So it's a free kick to Aldershot. Delange just caught.
He just had to wait that little bit longer, didn't he? You know.
55 minutes gone. Gateshead down to 10. It's 0-0 though against Aldershot. Nathan Harness, the goalkeeper, sent off for charging out of his penalty area, committing a foul. That's a terrible pass.
He's just
ran out of play from the Aldershot man, straight into touch. And
just kicked it straight into touch.
I'm not sure what he was trying to do.
No wonder Tommy Widdrington's going daft there.
It was a sort of boot into touch you do when someone's down injured and you want to stop the play.
You're dead right, yes. I wouldn't disagree with that. Yeah.
So
it'll be interesting, Simon, to see, you know, like how much longer he's going to play before he brings, you know, some big guns on for the second half. Now that they're down to 10 men.
Cross comes in from the right-hand side from Aldershot. Daly strides into the edge of the 6-yard box, swings the left leg at it, can't get anywhere near it. Goes out of play. It's gone for a throw-in rather than a goal kick.
No hurry.
No, I think Gateshead would probably be quite happy to see the game out now, wouldn't they?
Yeah,
but
they
still a long way to go. What it's meant is, with them being down to 10 men and Story going in goal, and they've just trying to sort of work out what that's meant in terms of the formation. But
a break
off because Allen's sprinting down the left. He's still going, Tom Allen. Now he crosses 6-yard box. Delange was there, but it was intercepted, and then it's cleared by Frost.
Not a corner.
But that was an extraordinary run by Tom Allen. Put the afterburners on then, didn't he?
Yeah, you can do that. I've seen him do that a few times, Simon. But needs to be end product, you know, when he gets in behind him like that.
Daly lays it off to Thomas. Back it comes to Harfield. Gateshead win it back though. Good play. But he's gone for a rather ambitious shot. But that you call that a save, I guess. from 45
Big Geordie
yards.
just caught it easy, didn't he? Yeah.
So Aldershot have it back. Ollie Scott, and then the other Ollie, Harfield. And then Tetek brings it forward. Looks for a return pass as he heads towards the penalty area on the left-hand side. But he's stopped in his tracks, back to Harfield. And now good play, weaving his way into the penalty area. Was
good tackle by
Barrett.
Tinkler.
Yeah, and then Thomas tried to win it, and Tinkler got there first.
They've Aldershot have definitely upped their play, haven't they? They're a bit quicker now. Yeah. Well, they've got to go for it. Gates have been down to 10 men.
Yeah, and it remains to be seen as to whether they make any changes. Their top scorer, Laurent Tolage, is on the bench.
He's to come on, isn't he? Yeah.
Corner for Aldershot from the left-hand side, swung in towards the edge of the 6-yard box.
Someone went down in the box there, did it?
Going down all over the place, including, I can't see who it was that went down, but they did claim a penalty.
It was Grayson who done the tackle.
Yeah, it was on Thomas, I think. Yeah. Thomas was claiming. He's gone down a bit easily a couple of times, Kwame Thomas, and maybe that was in the referee's mind when he decided that that wasn't a penalty. But Gateshead just living on their nerves a little bit.
Yeah, they need to settle.
So we approach the hour mark at the International Stadium here on BBC Radio Newcastle. It's still 0-0.
That's a good ball.
As Denanga tries to get on the end of that ball down the right-hand side. He's done enough to win Gateshead a throw-in, which is going to be taken on this right-hand side by Will Johnson. What were you about to observe, Paul?
Well, I was just wondering if he would bring Brown on and play Denanga and Brown, play two of them up front, and then that means their defenders will stay back then longer instead of they can just play through Denanga, but not two, they can't. It'll be interesting to see what Rob does.
Johnson with the throw, looking for the run of Allen into the penalty area. Hooked clear. A shout of very cultured well done from a Gateshead supporter greets the clearance from Aldershot centre half.
Some good coaches in the stands, isn't there?
Oh yes. Will Johnson with the throw in. He's taken a couple of paces and he's tossed it towards the edge of the 6-yard box. They've got a bit of wrestling going on there. Cleared for now. Gateshead have it back, but McBride thought there was somebody ahead of him down the right-hand side. There was nobody there. Denanga belatedly tries to close down the Aldershot defender. Down on halfway goes Kwame Thomas. No foul, says the referee, so that means Gateshead have it through Whelan. Manoga now for Aldershot. Now when Aldershot get it, they have a bit more space to work with. Gateshead down to 10. Ben Warman trying to cover ground, get back into position, but Aldershot are coming down the right-hand side, and there are 4 red and blue shirts in the box. Story flaps at the cross, and the header goes in from Kwame Thomas. Gateshead's makeshift keeper, well, he couldn't do it all night. They were putting pressure on him. The cross came in, he couldn't make it. Thomas was the man that got there first, headed back across goal, and it crept in the far corner, and the visitors Aldershot lead by a 1-0.
I mean, we're not blaming Louis, but it looked an opportunity that he could just tip it away over the head of Thomas, but he's missed it, and Thomas empty net there, and the ball just sailed slowly into the far corner. I mean, it was a real good cross, and they got him behind him, but Louis, even though he's not a goalkeeper, he'd be bitterly disappointed that he didn't get a fingertip to that.
Yeah, just got caught under it a little and then flapped. Louis Story. We can't blame him. He's not a goalkeeper.
No, he's not. But he'll be disappointed himself that it was a cross that he could have done something with, because he missed it by a mile.
He did. Thomas, to his credit, was on the end of it.
Well, you've got to be there, yeah.
It wasn't the most elegant of headers, but he got on the end of it and stuck it in the corner, and Aldershot lead by a 1-0. So as it stands, they would move into the playoff positions.
Well, they would, yes, and that obviously that would help Aldershot, but it wouldn't help Gateshead. But Gateshead really want to finish, 4th or 5th for the playoffs. But still a bit football to go in this game yet. It's only one, isn't it?
But Gateshead with it all to do. Down to 10 men, as I keep repeating in case you're just tuning in. It's changed completely the dynamic of the game. Here come the visitors again down the left-hand side. Ollie Scott's looked lively in this second half, and he brings the ball infield.
That confidence is sky high now, isn't it?
But here's Barrett, just trying to take on Grayson. Back it comes to Widrington. Thumps it from long range. High and wide. Over the athletics track into the seats way behind. That was never going to trouble Lewis Story, but I guess they're probably thinking shoot on sight now that there's a non-specialist goalkeeper in goal.
Are you checking the league there, Simon?
So as things stand, yes.
Yep.
If it was to finish like this, then Aldershot would be on 68 points. They still can't catch Gateshead.
No.
They're on 72, but it would mean that they would have a chance of getting into the playoffs. They still would have to rely on Halifax not picking up maximum points from their last 2 games. They play tomorrow as well as the weekend, but this would put Aldershot in with a chance of
getting in the playoffs,
nipping into 7th position. Yes, 7th spot. Yes.
But I mean, really though, Gateshead don't want to be. I mean, they've got a tough game on Saturday as well, haven't they?
Yep. And they need to win that and hope for favours elsewhere. Basically,
they do.
But you'd expect Altrincham and Solihull, looking at their fixtures, to pick up points. So a defeat tonight probably means that Gateshead will have an away tie first.
Yes.
In the playoff quarter-finals. But as you say, plenty can happen.
Oh, it can. Yeah.
Just over 25 minutes plus stoppage time left in this match. A pirouette in central midfield from James Daly, and now Aldershot have 4 on 3. Down the right-hand side it's gone. The shot comes in, drilled in. But not a good effort.
Made the wrong decision there, didn't he? I mean, he's in an acute angle and he's trying to score, I
think it was Widrington, wasn't it, that... Or was it... what are you pointing at there, Dick? A substitution made?
Coming, yeah. Rob's got to do something now. He's got to change the team. Hopefully somebody can get back in the game, Not
sure who it is that he's talking to. It looks like it's Booty, Regan Booty who's going to come on.
Yeah. He's playing really well, that lad, Booty.
I think it was actually Josh Barrett that had that effort for Aldershot. And it wasn't a good one, went wide. Thomas battling for it. And Aldershot having much more possession in this second half. Yeah, there's Ollie Scott down the left-hand side for them. Gateshead's white shirts flood back into the penalty area to defend. The cross goes behind. Booty waiting to come on. Don't know if he'll come on now or whether the refs spotted that he wants to make that substitution, Rob Elliott, and so he's going to replace Conor McBride.
So Booty on, and McBride off.
I don't know what that'll do to the shape of the team, Paul.
Well, I mean, Booty can either play wide or in the middle. He's a lad who just floats all over and is in the game, like a lot of them do for Gateshead, But he's a good player.
James Daly was trying to make tracks down the left-hand side, but across came Jack Stott to slide in, thump a tackle. Led to the ball pinging across the athletics track and into the fence the other side. In front of the supporters here in the main west stand at the International Stadium. Hooked forward by Minoga. Harfield challenges, loses out. Whelan gets there, then loses out himself. Ollie Scott was quick to nip in, play it forward to Thomas, who chests it down, keeps possession well. And then plays it back. Daly now.
They're buzzing a bit now, aren't they?
They are. Here's Widrington.
Yeah.
Widrington and Whelan just having a bit of a tangle on the halfway line. The referee sees nothing wrong, and Tetek has it now. Born in England, but with Serbian parentage, and he's actually playing for the Serbian under-19 and under-21 teams he's played for. Here's Widrington.
Yeah, they're a lot cockier on the ball now.
It's
and
Tetek
confident
again, yes.
And so they should be with 10 men, shouldn't they, really? And they're winning 1-0.
Gateshead kind of dropped back and they were playing a kind of 5-3-1 formation out of possession there. Widrington passes it out to Minoga on the right-hand side.
They're not in a lot of hurry now, are they?
No, they'll be quite able to keep possession.
Yeah, they'll keep it like Gateshead did in the first half, kept it back in the back. They're playing like that now. Got to close them down, got to work hard.
Regan Booty's taken a position up in central midfield.
Yeah.
In between Warman and Whelan.
Free kick.
Yeah, Gateshead have a free kick inside the Aldershot half.
Something going on here.
I think there's going to be a substitution made by Aldershot.
Yeah.
Looks to me like Josh Stokes is the man who's going to come on for them. But not before this free kick's taken, swung into the box.
Corner, he's give a corner.
He has give a corner, yeah, just skimmed off.
Did.
The head of an Aldershot defender, about 5 players jumped for it and nobody got a firm head on it. But it will be a corner.
I mean, this is a chance for Gateshead. See if we can get something from this.
It's going to be taken from this right-hand side by Booty with his left foot. Swings it into the box. Gateshead player goes down. Some of the crowd felt that there was a foul by Thomas.
Was it on Grayson? I think it is. He's having a word with the ref.
Yeah, he's gone up to the ref to ask why.
Ref's not having any of it, is he?
Waved it away straight away. It was Joe Grayson who went down. But nothing doing.
I mean, that 5-minute spell just after half time was crazy, wasn't it? You know, the goalie getting sent off and then Louis missing a cross and them scoring to make it 1-0, and then the game just settled down again, hasn't it?
It's gone back to what it was, really. Yeah. It's just the only difference is that Aldershot have got more possession now, and they're the ones that are even more happy to keep things at 0-0. Gateshead, perhaps a bit more urgency about them, but
let's see if they can get back in from this. A free kick.
With a man down, yeah, it's difficult for them. They have won themselves a free kick. It's over on the left-hand side, but in a pretty decent position. Around about 12 yards from the byline, and it's going to be an in-swinger from that left-hand side, but straight into the arms of Jordi van Stappershoef. Poor free kick in the end. And now everyone's got to file back again to defend. Ollie Scott has it for Aldershot. He plays it to Widrington. Long ball from Widrington. Good ball as well down the right-hand side. Cross comes in from the right across the 6-yard box, beats everybody.
Will he keep it in?
He's not going to keep it in, no. Much to the delight of the Gateshead fans. It was Harfield that had sprinted across to try and keep it in play.
Substitution.
It is going to be made now, yes. So it is going to be Josh Stokes coming on.
And Barrett going up, is it?
Just waiting to see the board. You maybe saw it.
I think it was Josh Barrett who's coming off, I think. Yeah, Barrett's coming up. Yeah.
One Josh for another.
Yeah.
And Stokes, bright green boots on, takes a position just behind the Aldershot front two. So they've got Daly and Thomas up front, Stokes just behind them now. Here's Warman for Gateshead. That's a decent looking ball for Grayson and lofted forward. Can Tom Allen get there.
Oh, he couldn't.
Those little legs of his were pumping away, but he couldn't quite reach it. So it's gone out for a goal kick. 72 minutes gone. You're listening to BBC Radio Newcastle. Simon Pride and a slightly frustrated Paul Dixon at the International Stadium. You've seen better Gateshead performances here, haven't you?
Well, we have, and I mean, with all the changes in the team, and then they've come out second half thinking, well, we're going to see a bit more from Gateshead, and then the goalie gets sent off, and then they score a goal from a mistake from the lad who's not a goalkeeper, who's in goal. It's just frustrating, isn't it? After the levels that they've been playing over the last 10 weeks, as we would say, they've been brilliant.
The cheers you could hear were for the yellow card being brandished by the referee to the Aldershot goalkeeper. Geordie Van Stappershoff. Yeah, he was time wasting. Took an age to take that goal kick. Mr. Wyatt had enough and brandished a yellow card. The Nanga fighting for the ball, not winning it, but winning a throw-in. Right-hand side for Gateshead. Will Johnson is going to take it.
It's going to go long, I think.
On loan from Fleetwood. Will Johnson, and you've already seen that he has got a long throw on him. Hoists it towards the edge of the 6-yard box. An Aldershot head gets there first. It might go out for a corner. No, it's hooked clear. And then Daly tries to control it.
Yeah.
But it's now out for a throw to Gateshead, yes.
Here's it. Looks like another long throw as well.
Johnson's just drying the ball on his shirt. And then takes a couple of steps back towards the running track. It's a lower trajectory on the throw in this time, and it just pinballs around the penalty area, but doesn't drop to a Gateshead boot.
Bit of pressure though from Gateshead, encouraging.
Another throw in. This time Johnson again takes it, but goes down the line. Hooked clear by Scott. And now Aldershot do have players forward. It's the substitute, Stokes. Has a couple in front of him. Instead comes back to Minoga. And then Tetek plays it out to the right-hand touchline. Back it comes to Stokes again. And now down the left-hand side, Stokes, who's been lively since he's come on. He's made a run down the right. Tries to cross it, it's blocked by Whelan, and that'll be a corner for Aldershot.
Simon, I've just noticed that the young lad Scott, who plays for Aldershot, used to play for Consett.
He was on the books of Blythe Spartans as well.
Yes, he was, and Consett. Well, his dad played for Sunderland.
Did he?
Yeah, Scott.
Which Scott? Martin Scott?
I think it was. The fullback, was he a fullback?
Fullback, yeah.
Yeah, that's his dad. Yeah.
Good knowledge, Paul. Crawler comes in, header loops over the bar, harmless from Kwame Thomas.
Yeah, and I'm sure he'll be here tonight.
Yeah, Martin Scott, once of Bristol City and Sunderland as well.
Yeah.
He was a popular player at Sunderland.
Played a lot of games at Sunderland, didn't he?
Used to take penalties for them as well, yes.
Yeah. Well, young Ollie's a lovely lad, he is. Got a good left foot. But wanted to get higher, so his dad was pushing him to go, and he's ended up here. I think he's been with Tom at Kings Lynn and Aldershot, But he's neat and tidy, isn't he?
Yeah, he has been. He has been. Yeah, he's especially in this second half, he's been more prominent.
He has.
Right now, Aldershot have a throw in, which they're in no hurry to take on the right-hand side. Daly has it.
Yep.
On the right-hand touchline, and it's gone out for another throw-in.
I think we're going to see another substitution soon. He's just handed the fourth official a bit of paper there.
Might be a rude note.
Yes.
You don't get so much fourth official berating in the National League as you do in the Premier League, to be honest with you.
No, you don't.
Which I would say is a good thing.
Yeah, so would I, yeah. Yeah.
Bayern Munich have taken the lead against Arsenal. Could be that the English sides are both heading out of Europe as things stand. Out of the
popular
Champions
score
League.
1-0 tonight, isn't it?
Can Gateshead find an equaliser from somewhere? Well, here's Whelan. He's got a couple of players in the box to aim at. It deflects off an Aldershot player.
For a handball.
He wanted handball, yeah, but I don't think
the officials having nothing of it. No.
It would have been a harsh decision to give that. Widrington has it. Minoga and back to Van Stappershoef. And here's Harfield. Looks for options ahead of him. Plays it up the left-hand touchline. Cleared by Blythe, and Widrington slips. But Tetek picks it up. And he's got it on the halfway line now. Just turns and plays it forward. Widrington has it again. He's got outside him Ollie Scott, who has a player outside him in Harfield. Cross comes in across the 6-yard box, and then it's played over his own bar by a Gateshead defender.
Grayson, yeah.
Joe Grayson.
It was a good ball, low ball in. Had it been a red shirt there, would have been in.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a let-off that for Gateshead.
Good defending in the end by Joe Grayson. I'm sure his heart was in his mouth when he kicked it, but it got enough height on it to get it clear of the bar.
12 minutes left.
And a corner for Aldershot, which is going to be taken by Josh Stokes, the substitute. Cian Harries is showing himself short for it, but well, he does give it to Harries in the end. Crosses with his left foot, an out swinger. Looking for a hooked volley was Thomas. It's come to the edge of the penalty area now. And on the overlap, the cross comes in from the right-hand side. Thomas is there again. Header comes in, but it's well saved this time by a scrambling, I almost said Nathan Harness there, Louis Story.
Great cross in, wasn't it? And Louis done well to get a hold of it second time.
He did. He just had to
adjust himself, didn't he?
Yeah.
Here's the subs.
A couple of subs coming on now.
Yeah.
So we're going to see both Ed Francis and Kane Adom. The skipper Callum Whelan is off.
It's off, yeah.
And just trying to see who else has come off there.
They haven't yet, have they?
Tell you in a moment. No, they did.
Yeah.
But they were too quick for me. The PAN answer will help us out. If not, we'll work it out.
Yeah.
So, a throw of the dice from Rob Elliott to try and get his team back on level terms with 10 minutes plus stoppage time remaining. Straight away, Adom is into the thick of the action.
That was a double substitution.
Let's see.
Gateshead. Leading the pitch, Connor Williams, number 4. Replaced by Ed Francis, number 8. And also with the pitch is number 26, Kane Adom. We will both change names in a second or two.
Well, I didn't even hear what he said then.
No, he
did he even say who came off? Maybe he missed it as well.
He missed it, yeah. I'll try and work it out.
Tick him off while I'm telling you what's happening. At the moment, Aldershot have a bit of defending to do, which they do pretty well.
I think it's Johnson, is it, who's come off?
Kwame Thomas fouled. The fans don't like that, the Gateshead fans, but he was nudged in the back. It's gone down a little bit easily. And I think that's Grayson.
No, he's still on.
I'm trying to work it out now, Dicker.
I think it could be Conor McBride, is it?
We'll work it out before the end of the game, don't worry.
Yeah, I think it's Conor McBride.
Conor McBride, can't see him.
Yeah.
Can't see him right enough.
Yeah.
That'll probably make a bit more sense. Gateshead have the ball. Can they keep a bit of possession? Here's Booty. Sprays it across field to Grayson, who is definitely still on the pitch. Francis has now joined him. Another quality player. Gateshead fans have enjoyed watching him throughout the course of this season. Ed Francis. And now it's spread to this right-hand side. Johnson's there, but he's never going to get that. Goes all the way back to Van Stappershoef. Gateshead trailing by a goal to 0.
Less than 10 minutes.
Nathan Harness sent off for Gateshead, so Louis Story is in goal and receives a back pass, does well. Would expect him to be comfortable with the ball at his feet as a goalkeeper. He was at fault, unfortunately, for the Aldershot goal, just flapped it across, missed it, and Kwame Thomas was able to tuck it away.
He'll be gutted as well, Louis is.
Here he is again, Story, clearing right-footed. Johnson battling for it. And then Francis gets it. Out it comes to Johnson again. Stott, Gateshead keeping possession, but not really going anywhere. It's all the way back to Story again.
Confirmation from the officials that it looks to be that Tom Allen was the man.
No, it was Tom Allen, yeah. I thought that was Tom Wade on the left there, did you? Yeah. It's a long way to see, like, from here, if your eyes is dicky.
So Tom Allen was the man that went off. Cleared long. Surprised that Allen's gone off, to be honest. It was lively. Free kick given, ironic cheers.
Well, I'm a
Johnson
bit surprised.
was fouled.
Tom was a threat. They just need to give him a bit more of the ball, didn't they, you know? I know it's difficult when they're down to 10.
So Gateshead have a free kick right on the touch line.
They're all going up. Or nearly.
We're quite good to see Louis Story get in the box when the clock ticks on a little bit and Gateshead get a set piece. Conor McBride was off because he went off for Regan Booty earlier.
Yeah.
That's what confused me when. I thought he's definitely not on the pitch either, but yeah, we've got it straightened out in the end.
We've got it, yeah. Need a good delivery here. Francis.
Yes. Well, it's Francis is going to take it with his left foot. It's right beside the touchline, and it's drilled across the edge of the 18-yard box. No one can get on the end of it really. Minoga, well, he keeps it in play because he's under a bit of pressure. And now there's a bit of a scuffle involving him and two Gateshead players. The referee dashes over.
He's there, yeah.
To split things up. I don't think any further action is going to be taken. I'm not quite sure what the issue was. I think it was one of those when Minoga was just trying to hold the ball up and two Gateshead players trying to get possession. It went out of play in the end for a goal kick's been given rather than a free kick.
22 coming on for Jack Barham.
Yeah, Jack Barham is going to come on for Aldershot, as they presumably just try and shut up shop a little bit. Can Gateshead at least create an opportunity? Maybe Denangle will get on the end of this ball lofted forward. He's got Adam with him as well. Adam did well because he just hassled the Aldershot defender enough to force him to poke it behind for a corner.
That was just a straightforward lob over the defence, wasn't it, as well? What we got here, corner.
So what can Gateshead do from this corner kick? I think Bootie's going to take this one with his left foot. So it'll be an out. So he drills it low. Maybe a training ground set piece, but nobody quite was on the same wavelength as him. Adam tries to get on the end of it now. Gateshead still have it, but now the flag goes up. I'm not quite sure how.
That was a good 15.
Who was offside then?
I think it was the first one that he's given.
The first phase of play,
yes.
So I don't know why he took so long to raise his flag.
That's right.
Case then. The substitution's going to be made. Rob Elliott's having a chat to the fourth official. Maybe putting the same questions that you are, Dicker.
Yes.
Perhaps in less polite terms. Jack Barham still waiting to come on for Aldershot, who lead by 1-0. 3.5 minutes plus stoppage time remaining. Hooked forward down the left-hand side for Gateshead. And then lofted forward again. Adam in support of Denanga just almost got there, but
just a yard short, wasn't it? Yeah, running to the keeper.
Van Stappershoff came right to the edge of his penalty area, waited for the ball to come to him, and it did just. And he can now clear it long. It's a thumping clearance.
Thank you to each and every one of you.
Towards Thomas, who doesn't get his head to it.
892
Adam is able to chase it down on the right-hand side, but then he trips over the football and falls to the ground, and Aldershot get it back again. And they can come forward now down the right-hand side. The game a little bit more open in these closing stages. All the way into the penalty area.
Good tackle. Grayson.
Tyler Frost. Grayson slid in and made the challenge.
It took this lad 5 minutes to get on, hasn't it?
Yeah, he's been standing there for a while, hasn't he?
Yeah. Not that Aldershot will be in any hurry though.
Eventually he is able to come on. The substitution is being made. And taking his time.
I think they said
coming off.
Was it 76 Aldershot fans here out of 892 tonight?
Good on them for coming all this way on a
dedicated
cold Wednesday night for a rearranged game.
Well, I've seen the team in front with not long to go.
Barham's on then. And here's Stokes for Aldershot. Good little chipped ball down the right-hand side. The cross comes into the 6-yard box, smothered by Story, and then he's impeded as he tries to bowl it out. So he has to retract his arm and then chooses to kick instead towards Adam, who was just nudged in the back, but no foul given. But then the foul's given the other way on the halfway line.
As soon as you get near somebody and they go flying, it's always a...
Manchester City have equalised against Real Madrid, so that levels things up on aggregate as well.
Still 1-0 here though.
Still 1-0 to Aldershot here, yes.
Yeah.
Could be a result which would, well, it'll give Aldershot a chance anyway of getting into the playoffs. Tommy Woodrington's team. But can Gateshead force one more opportunity?
Another foul.
It was a foul. The Gateshead fans are getting frustrated by these free kicks which are being given away, but I don't think that Regan Boothie can really complain about that.
No, it was a foul, you're right. That's just frustration in that play, isn't it? Because nothing's coming up, and you've got to remind yourself they're down to 10 men.
So Van Stappershoff will take the free kick. He's well inside his own half. Pumps it forward. Flicked header by Thomas. Out of play though for a throw into Gateshead. Grayson will take it. He'll launch it forward towards the Nanga, who had his shirt tugged and then
give it.
Yeah. He was fouled twice really, and the referee did give it. Aldershot give the ball back eventually. It's played forward. Good ball forward as well. Just a bit too much on it again.
Oh, he just cleaned it. He's cleaned the keeper out.
Yeah, Kane Adam went in on it. He's got a yellow card for his trouble.
Yeah.
And yeah, Van Stappershoff will need some treatment. Adam, well, I don't think he's entitled to go for the ball.
Oh, well, he was. But I'm not sure if the keeper's making a meal of it as well, mind Simon.
Well, the physio's been brought on. There are 4 players around him as well, and
have they showed how many minutes have left yet? Oh,
no, not yet. I don't think so. Ed Francis has gone just to check how the keeper is. Harfield, the skipper, is chatting to him. Physio's on. We're into the first minute of injury time, but obviously a little bit extra is going to be added on now for this stoppage, and Van Stappershoff is still lying prostrate on the ground. He's sitting up now and gets to his feet,
and he seems
to be okay.
Gateshead man of the match, with Dawson and Sanderson Gateshead man of the match tonight, and we're giving it to number 18, Joe Grayson.
Joe Grayson given the Gateshead man of the match tonight.
Well, I wouldn't argue with that, would you?
He's done okay, hasn't he?
He's done all right. He's done all right, yeah.
I thought Tom Allen in the first half did well and looked lively as well, but
he did.
Grayson's done okay too. Physio's still on the pitch, checking that Van Stappershoff is okay. So we move into a second minute of injury time. Referee's happy now, and we can get on with things. Van Stappershoff with his right foot clears it long. Jack Barham, one of the Aldershot subs, is battling for it, loses out, in fact concedes a free kick. Gateshead in a rush to get on with things now. We're into the 3rd minute of stoppage time. I didn't see the board at any point.
I didn't either, no.
Poor clearance by Gateshead, and Tinkler's got to be careful here as he mops things up, plays it back to Story. And Story with his right foot.
It's gone long.
Has gone long towards Adam, who gets up there first and wins the header towards Denanga. Denanga can't get onto the loose ball though. Booty plays it forward. And now Gateshead committing a few further forward, but Jack Stott is deemed to have conceded a foul. And again, apologies if you hear some bad language behind us, but the natives are restless at some of these refereeing decisions. Mr. Ben Wyatt not particularly popular with the home supporters.
I wasn't sure if that was a free kick. It was a wonderful dive that he had, but the ref and the linesman have both give it.
I've just been informed it was 5 minutes.
See, the PA announcer, like us again, didn't see the board.
5
so I don't think it's just us. I don't think the board was shown. 5 minutes now he's had confirmed to him. So I don't know if that includes the couple of minutes while Van Steppenhoff was down or not, but we're into the 4th minute of the 5 as it stands. So Gateshead, if they are going to get an equaliser, needs to get on with it. Long throw over halfway towards Denanga. And then it's lofted forward once more. And that probably will go to the keeper. Headed back.
Oh, a good header.
Comfortably by Minoga, yes.
Yeah. He's had a good game for them. He's played really well, I think.
He's pretty much an ever-present for them this season. Van Stappershoff clears it. Goes all the way back to Story in the Gateshead goal. And he just calmly passes it out to Grayson, who fires it forward, and Adam churns on it, but
every long ball goes through the keeper, doesn't it, you know? I mean, they play a lovely possession football, but when they knock it long, it's just straight to the goalkeeper. That's what's happened about 20 times tonight.
Another long goal kick by the Aldershot keeper, and now maybe a chance for them to, well, I was going to say create another goal scoring opportunity. I think that Jack Barham's just going to try and take it to the corner. Then he went down looking for a free kick, didn't get that, but James Daly picks it up. Now he's holding it in the corner, does quite a decent job of it as well, but eventually gets muscled out of it, so it's going to be a goal kick. The drum's back, but it will be drumming in vain, I fear. We're into the 6th minute of stoppage time now. I think those
can't be long left.
The treatment that the Aldershot goalkeeper had means there might be a couple more minutes, but I think any other opportunity that Gateshead get now will be a final opportunity. So they need to pile players forward. They've got a throw in on halfway. Stott will take it quickly, launches it towards Denanga. Denanga's pushed away. Booty challenges with a header. Stott as well. There's Booty playing it forward. Denanga making the run, doesn't get to him. Thomas for Aldershot now, and then Frost plays it well ahead of him down the right hand side. Louis Story gets there first, having come out of his goal. One more opportunity perhaps for Gateshead to get it forward. Again, a long ball, sort of ball which isn't really bearing any fruit for Gateshead. It's headed clear.
He's looking at his watch.
He says carry on for now. So can Gateshead get it forward again? Back to Story.
One last chance, you think?
He plays it short. Grayson's going to play it forward now. And Warman flicks it on.
Just too strong.
Adam can't get on the end of it, and through to the keeper it goes. Surely that will be it. As Van Stappershoff gets slowly to his feet. Takes his time. He has been booked for time wasting. Eventually kicks it long, and no, that won't be it. So maybe Barham will have a chance again for Aldershot. What'll he do? He'll
corner.
Just let the ball trickle out of play because it came off a Gateshead player. So it will be a corner to Aldershot as they see out the seconds. Dom and Dicker will take you up to 10 o'clock tonight on BBC Radio Newcastle. We might get a chat with Rob Elliott before 10 o'clock if we're sharp and he comes to us quickly. As Aldershot take the corner and then just keep the ball in the corner but then give it away. And then a complete miss kick by Will Johnson. That was the last miss kick of the game. The referee, Ben Wyatt, blows his whistle, and it's disappointment this Wednesday evening for Gateshead after that fine win on Monday night. They couldn't repeat the feat against Aldershot. After a bland first half, the second half was sparked into life early with that mistake. Gateshead giving the ball away. Nathan Harness charging out of his goal, committing the foul, being sent off. Louis Story going in goal. And then in the 61st minute, Kwame Thomas, the Aldershot striker, scoring after Story had flapped at a cross. The only goal of the game, and Aldershot, well, I don't know whether you'd call them worthy winners of a scrappy game, I suppose. Well, they had more of the ball in the second half, as you expect, with the man advantage. Wasn't a vintage performance, but they've got the job done and they still have playoff ambitions. Well, they did,
but they've been gifted the game by, you know, the first half was not a very good performance by both sides, and only one shot that went wide of the target from Denanga. And the second half, when they came out, you would expect more from both teams, but you know, Gateshead shot themselves in the foot. I think it was Tinkler who made the back pass to the goalkeeper, and it was a bad back pass. The keeper come tearing out, and he's caught the striker, and the referee had no hesitation to, like, you know, give the free kick and send the goalkeeper off, which was really, really disappointing for the Gateshead fans. And then Louis went in goal, made two good saves, and then the corner come over and he flapped at it, and Thomas just headed it, and it just slowly went down the back of the net to give them a 1-0, and that was enough to give them the game. I mean, very little seen of Gateshead from an attacking force after that, but really disappointing performance by Gateshead tonight. But they made 8 changes, and you know, really you've got to say to Rob, you know, Rob, you made the 8 changes. Were you happy with that you were doing that? Yes, he was. Was he expecting a bad back pass and the goalkeeper pulling the striker down? Not really. And then was you expecting Louis to go in goal? Not really either. I mean, it's been a disappointing night for Gateshead, but you know, they live to challenge on Saturday. Well, like, if they win on Saturday, they can finish 4th or 5th in the league.
Tommy Widdrington is now walking off. He's smiling ruefully at some of the Gateshead fans who've stuck back to give him a bit of stick after all the controversy following the game that was called off. And there's clearly a little bit of needle here. The Aldershot players have gone across to celebrate in front of their fans, and now they are trooping off as well with the Gateshead supporters making their feelings heard. I mean, it's possible that they could meet again in the playoffs, of course. Aldershot in 7th now. Now Gateshead, they remain on 72 points in 6th position with 1 game remaining, so they'll need favours from the teams playing Solihull and Altrincham if they are to get into one of those 4th or 5th positions, which they would need to do to get a home quarter-final. They have a home game against Bromley to come, and so they would need to most probably win that game. They could draw it if Solihull lost, but if they win it and Solihull or Altrincham drop points, then they could still be 4th or 5th and have that home tie in the quarter-final. So still all to play for in that sense against Bromley at the weekend, Dicker, but they will be disappointed not to have come away with anything tonight.
They are, and I'm disappointed because before tonight's game, where they were 5th in the league, and if they, you know, this was a very much a winnable game. Now, you know, do you speak to Rob and do you say, you know, Rob, you've Rob will probably say, no, I don't think I did weaken the team, but when you look at the bench and see the quality of the players that they've got there, I mean, do you go for it and just say, well, we will finish fourth or fifth, or are they just happy that they're in the playoffs and they'll play anybody, as you would say, to get there? But I can't believe that they wouldn't want a home tie in the first game, and then they go and play away and see how they can do there, and then it could be Wembley. But there's still a lot to happen when you look at that league, though, Simon, isn't there? There is.
They're in the playoffs regardless. It remains to be seen which position. It remains to be seen who they play. That will all be decided at the weekend. But this evening here at the International Stadium, it has ended Gateshead 0, Aldershot 1.
Scott Meakin, BBC Radio Newcastle.
Duncan James from Blue.
It's like we're in a marriage. We've been married for 23 years. Imagine being married to Lee Ryan for 23 years. That's what my life's been like.
Do you know, I'm not going to have anything said against Lee, because I remember you guys when I was in commercial radio, one of these big awards dues, and Lee bought quite a few people a drink, and I was one of them. So I'm not going to have anything said about Lee.
Honestly, he is one of the nicest human beings. He's got the most generous heart. He would take his shoes off for you if you didn't have any shoes on.
Scott Meakin, weekday afternoons from 2, BBC Radio Newcastle.
Dominic James back in the BBC Radio Newcastle studio. Simon Pride and Paul Dixon at the International Stadium, where tonight it's finished Gateshead 0, Aldershot 1. And I'll let Paul catch his breath for just 30 seconds. There's other football happening this evening in the Champions League tonight in the quarterfinals, second legs. Bayern Munich are a goal up at home to Arsenal, which means they lead 3-2 on aggregate. Went to the final stages of these matches. Manchester City are against Real Madrid. It's 1-1. Rodrigo gave Real Madrid the lead after 12 minutes, but Kevin De Bruyne has equalised on 76 minutes to make it 1-1, which means it's 4-4 on aggregate. Looks like we're heading to extra time there in the Scottish Premiership tonight. Rangers are away to Dundee. It's goalless in that match there. In the Women's Super League, Chelsea beat Aston Villa 3-0. But at the International Stadium tonight, Gateshead have lost to Altrincham. Paul Dixon is still in place, BBC Radio Newcastle's local football expert. And Paul, tonight it was a game where the schedule and the rotation of players probably took its toll on Gateshead.
Well, it did, because the 8 players that he changed, was for me a little bit too much. In the way they played in the first half, I mean, absolutely nothing happened. I mean, Denanga had one shot which went wide of the goal, and that was about it. So second half, when both teams come out, you are expecting that the manager said, come on, we need a little bit more in the second half, we've got to try and win the game. But after 3 minutes, I mean, Gateshead dealt the blow. I mean, Robbie Tinknow had a terrific first half and just dictating the play at the back there, but he gave a back pass back to Nathan Harkness, so it was a really suicidal one, and the Rochdale player running in and the goalkeeper cleaned him out good and properly, and it was a red card. It wasn't no ifs, buts or maybes. It was a definite sending off. And then Louis Story went and goal. Louis, who plays at the back, centre back, he goes in goal because they don't have a reserve keeper or a substitute keeper on the bench, and he made 2 terrific saves, he really did. And then Aldershot got a corner, the ball came in and Louis went with his fist to punch it, missed it, and there was Thomas with a free header. The header just hit him because he wasn't expecting it, and it just sailed into the net. And then after that, Gateshead, with one man down, just couldn't get into the game at all. I mean, Rob made a couple of substitutions late on, but when you look at the league now, where they are, I mean, I think they were in 4th place, or in 6th place now. And if they had a won or possibly getting a draw, they would have been on a home position for the playoff position, and now they're not. And they've got a tough game against Bromley on Saturday. But I mean, I think the fans are a little bit disappointed. I'm a little bit disappointed because after watching them on Monday against Chesterfield, where that was one of the best games I've seen this season, the quality of the play, well, it was like 2 leagues below tonight. It was like slow motion. Yeah. But I think Rob will have learned a lot about his team tonight, but it's cost him 3 points, Tom.
Of course, Nathan Harness the Gateshead goalkeeper, he's a big part in how they play as well. So him going off and obviously missing on Saturday now, he's a big miss.
He'll miss a game on Saturday. He will, Dom, won't he? Yes.
And he, like I just said, he's a big part in the way that Gateshead play because he often comes out to be another player, doesn't he?
Well, he does. But it was a slow motion game tonight, and the fans were very frustrated because they love to see Gateshead on the front foot and taking the game to the opposition. And Aldershot, with Gateshead's team out, I think would have been there for the taking. But obviously they had played Saturday, they played Monday, and doesn't matter who you are, you get tired, and he had to change the team. There were some good performances. Alan played very well, and Grayson played very well, in the team. But it was disappointing that they've lost 1-0, and it's changed things for the playoff position. That at the minute they're not going to be playing RA at home, but it means that Rob's got to put his team out on Saturday against a Bromley side, who are I think they're third in the league.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see how he plays that, because he'll want to keep players fresh, knowing that they're there in the playoffs already. But Paul, just before we do go, just ahead of the weekend, I just want to get your thoughts on a couple of games we heard from John Shaw and Elliot Dickman at half time. But Blythe Spartans have a crucial game as they look to avoid relegation. They take on Brackley Town at Croft Park. They know as long as they match or better Farsley, who take on Buxton, Spartans will stay up, and you're going to head there after Gateshead. But Croft Park, it needs to be bouncing, and they need to get that result.
Well, they do, but I mean, John's probably. I didn't hear John's piece at half time. I was getting Brady a cup of tea, and I think he's struggling with his team. He's struggling to get goals. I think it's a tough game that they've really got. I think a lot of the people that are at Blythe, and there'll be a decent crowd there, will be tuned into Farsley Celtic against Buxton to see how they're doing. Really, Buxton could do Blythe a favour if Blythe do get beat off Brackley Town, but Buxton beat Farsley, Blythe survive another season in that league. It'll be nerve ends will be working hard up at Croft Park on Monday. It will.
Yeah, they certainly will. John Shaw calling for fans to get along and to Croft Park on Saturday.
And they will. They'll go. They will.
Elliot Dickman, the South Shields head coach, we heard a little bit from him as well. He said, it's a bit out of their hands and they've just got to focus on themselves for Saturday. They've got to win, simple as, pretty much for them.
They have got to win. I think, is it Southport they're playing, Dom? I think it is.
Southport at the first crowd arena. They've got to win.
They've got to win and hope that Curzon Ashton and Boston. I mean, if Curzon Ashton win or draw and if Boston win, that means that South Shields, even if they win, can't go in the playoffs. I think the fans and the people at South Shields will be disappointed that they haven't made the playoffs. They were very, very hopeful of going up automatically, but there could be twists and turns on Saturday, Dom. You don't know, but it's going to make Saturday a very, very interesting day in non-league in the North East.
It certainly does. My head hurts from trying to do all the maths.
Don't work it out, Dom. Don't work it out.
And then just another one. Hebburn Town, they play tomorrow night against Ashington. They of course are fighting for the Northern Premier League East Division title. We've got about 30 seconds, Digger, but how great would it to be see a North East team get another promotion?
Oh, fabulous. I think they've got 4 games left. If they win the 4 games, they win the league and they go up automatically and don't play in the playoffs. Can they do it? Yes, they certainly can, Dom.
Paul Dixon, we certainly hope so. Thank you very much for your time and your company this evening. Paul Dixon will join us again on Saturday, which will be a momentous day in North East non-league football as we have lots going on. Gateshead, South Shields, Blythe, all with stuff to play for on Saturday afternoon. I do hope you can join us on Saturday. Of course, we'll have commentary of Gateshead against Bromley on Saturday lunchtime as well. You can listen to that one via the BBC Sport website and app. Just very quickly, in the Champions League tonight, Arsenal have lost to Arsenal, so they're out of the Champions League. But Total Sport is back tomorrow. We will round up all of this and get some post-match reaction from tonight's game. Gateshead losing to Aldershot.
Aldershot are coming down the right-hand side, and there are 4 red and blue shirts in the box. Story flaps at the cross, and the header goes in from Kwame Thomas. Gateshead's makeshift keeper, well, he couldn't do it all night. They were putting pressure on him. The cross came in, he couldn't make it. Thomas was the man that got there first, headed back across goal, and it crept in the far corner, and the visitors Aldershot lead by 1-0.
Total Sport North East.
On the station with Newcastle and Sunderland commentary exclusively live.
BBC Radio Newcastle. On the BBC Sounds app, on your smart speaker,
Play BBC Radio Newcastle.
and on your radio.
The sound of the North East is BBC Radio Newcastle.
At 10 with the BBC News, I'm Mark Summers. Sussex Police has apologised to the families of 2 schoolgirls who were murdered in Brighton over mistakes in its investigations. Russell Bishop killed 9-year-olds Nicola Fellows and Karen Hadaway in Wild Park. In 1987, he was cleared of their murders, but was later convicted after double jeopardy laws were changed. He died in prison in 2022. Here's the Force's Chief Constable, Joe Shiner.
Throughout the years, the families have continued to engage constructively with Sussex Police, and I pay tribute to their strength, their determination and their dignity.
In a joint statement, the girls' families said there are still more answers to be sought about the mistakes made in the 1980s, but welcomed the apology. A police officer is being treated in hospital after he was stabbed while trying to arrest a man in North London. The Metropolitan Police says he's in a stable condition. A 30-year-old man's been arrested on suspicion of attempted murder. Peers have inflicted 2 more defeats on the government over its plans to send some asylum seekers to Rwanda. The bill will be sent back to the Commons next week, but ministers say they won't make any more changes. Baroness Angela Smith is the Labour leader in the Lords.
We can't change things, but I think sometimes we have to say, look at this again, we've changed it a bit. Originally, we sent 5 amendments to the Commons, none of which are wrecking amendments, all would have something in them that could help the government on this bill. The government are just sitting their heads in the sand.
Network Rail's warned of disruption on the Midland Main Line through this month and most of May. Engineers will be working overnight on some Sundays on the overhead lines in the East Midlands and in London. It's apologised for the inconvenience. The first dedicated helipad has been unveiled at Salisbury District Hospital. It costs more than £300,000 and has been funded by the trust there, the Wiltshire Air Ambulance and the charity Help Appeal. Ian Nicholson is from the hospital.
What we've done here is built a hospital landing site that's fully compliant with civil aviation guidance. This is the cutting edge. This is the best that you would see on a ground level hospital landing site.
Gardeners are being urged to use their green fingers to help save wildlife. The charity Garden Organic, which is based in Warwickshire, wants people to grow more plants, flowers and trees to attract insects, birds and other creatures. It's after a report by the charity found a 13% fall in overall wildlife numbers across the UK. And finally, a former miner from County Durham who went on to become Barcelona's 3rd most successful manager ever has been inducted into the Football Hall of Fame. Jack Greenwell, who died in 1942, is the 196th person to receive the honour, joining the likes of Sir Bobby Charlton, Sir Bobby Robson and Jill Scott. More on that on the BBC News website. If you're up to date, it's coming up to 3 minutes past 10.
Late Night Becky.
The sound. The sound of.
The sound of where we live.
Of where we live. And all the music you love.
On your local BBC radio station.